I got so much body flow, body armor now. I gotta catch a quick. No, I gotta catch a quick piss break.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't even hold. I'm gonna piss my pants here, I think, but I can't do that though. I'm a 40-year-old man. I can't do that. Non-alcoholic either. That's a bad look for me.
Okay, go piss.
Give me a couple here. Don't shut her down.
Okay, all right.
I do think it was 7 body armors, right?
Hey.
Of the Flash IVs.
On today's Part of My Take, we have a twofer for the people. We have Coach Rick Pitino in studio. He stopped by on Wednesday before his game against DePaul, talking St. John's, a little horse racing. We also have Super Bowl champ Cooper DeJean. We're also going to talk some USA, Canada, Four Nations. Max is on vacation after vacation week. So we have guest producer Oldie in the studio. If you tuned into our stream,
You saw a lot of Oldie.
you saw a lot of Oldie. So we'll get his thoughts as well. He's from Canada. We flew him in today to watch with us. And then we're going to finish up with Fyre Fest of the week. It's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. Who's scoring big in the NBA this season? You are, with the all-new ways to get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. DraftKings is home of NBA player props, so you can get behind your favorite players any which way, from monster slams to dishing the rock to cleaning the glass. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking an NBA player prop. Here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Take it to the rack with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers. Get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go.
Hey, football guy. Pitino. AWS. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take.
Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. Take it to the rack with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE. For new customers, get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Friday, February 21st, and congratulations to Canada for winning the All Star Game.
Yeah, you won the All Star Game. I don't know, I saw a lot of people talking about it tonight, but I mean, the NHL All Star Game. I think we can just talk about MLB is doing robot umps. You want to start with that?
Sure. I mean, I can't remember the last time an All-Star winner was like anyone cared.
No,
you know what? Also, I don't know if we said this, but congratulations to Team Shaq.
Yeah, we didn't
Team
give them their
Shaq.
proper.
We should talk about Team Shaq. I know it's been a week, but we finally watched the tape. Team Shaq really put it on in the NBA All-Star Game. They were incredible.
I can't wait to see the rematch of Team Shaq and Team Chuck.
Oh,
a rivalry for the ages.
And did the NFC win the Pro Bowl?
I don't know because we boycotted that.
Okay, because we're just doing All-Star Game talk because that's where we're at in sports. Who cares about any of these games?
Major League
All-Star
Baseball.
game.
Who can forget what happened last season?
Yeah, who could forget?
Truly,
I would never forget.
No.
Would you?
I mean, I just remember when the MLB All-Star Game ended as a tie, and everyone was like, "Good, thankfully this game's over. We can move on. It's an exhibition. We don't care."
Psh, who cares, right, Hank?
Exactly.
It's preseason football. Should we talk about that? Like, who cares?
No, but congratulations to Canada. It's really
Oldie's doing the cry face in the behind the glass in Max's seat.
Congrats to Canada. My takeaway from this game.
Cubs won today.
Oh yeah,
there we go. Spring training. Yeah, baseball's back.
My takeaway from this game is that Austin Matthews has become too Canadian, and that's why we lost the game.
Yeah,
because he's a Maple Leaf, and Maple Leafs never win anything, and we saw that. We saw why the Maple Leafs never win anything with Austin Matthews trying to finish in overtime, just getting robbed glove side by Binghamton, who was the best player. He was the reason why they won.
The overtime, first of all, it was an incredible hockey game. Like, just so well played, high intensity for an All-Star game. And Binnington was just insane in the overtime because the U.S. should have won the All-Star game multiple times.
Yes.
And if they had won the All-Star game, we would have started the show the exact same way, saying, congrats to the U.S. for winning an All-Star game.
An exhibition game, yeah.
Right. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm looking forward to the Olympics.
Yeah.
The Olympic. That's what
It's
it really
on.
matters. Because you know what?
Right.
International hockey game's a little bit different. Rosters are going to be a little bit different.
Yep.
More spaced out.
Yep.
It's different. Like that's true international hockey.
Taking pictures with memes like he's, in front of the Statue of Liberty right now. You're absolutely right. This is just, as far as I'm concerned, that was game 2 of a 3-game series.
Well, if they really wanted, if they cared about this game, if you can just ask the players on the ice, if they really cared about who won this game, they would have fought in the first period.
Agreed.
And in that type of game, I think the U.S. would win.
Exactly. So we do have Oldie here. He has been with us all day. When I say all day, I mean literally all day. He showed up at the office at 10 a.m. Puck drop wasn't until 7:30. He is Canadian, former trash man, blue-collar guy.
Salt man now.
Salt man.
He's
friend,
keeping the roads clean.
yeah, doing a little bony on the side, doing a little Zamboni working for the town. Oldie, how did you see that game? Give us your thoughts. Unload your thoughts on that game.
Well,
Nope.
Talking to Mike Oldie.
Well, I know I said like before, I knew I wasn't nervous about it. I knew the boys were going to bump and grind. I called 4-2. Like, I called 4-2 earlier, manifested it. I was sitting on the couch.
What was the final score?
3-2.
Okay, so you were wrong.
So I was
Close.
wrong, but if we're counting numbers here, that's only now got to be off by 1.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
you
pretty
were
damn
wrong.
close.
Strong math.
That's a
Well, who was the other pickle stick in the corner sitting behind me? TJ?
No, Titty Boy, Mark Titus.
Yeah, Titty Boy. Yeah, he's calling 9-3 like we're out here playing like a football game or something.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
like 4 field goals kicked or
Paul-
something. I don't know.
Paul Bisonet, I think he predicted 6-2, right?
6-2,
So
yeah.
he was wrong too.
So
That's my-
actually the biggest takeaway is that Oldie, you were wrong about this game.
So I lied. I straight up lied
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting here telling you guys a whole story about 4-2 and it ends up being 3-2. Like
Yeah.
that's not what happened.
Yeah.
What did you think about the way that it ended? McJesus, he won an All Star game. That's
Turns
good.
out he's not the biggest loser for now.
Talk to me when he does it in the Stanley Cup Finals.
See, the All Star game wasn't talked about on the podcast. It was 4 nations. We talked about the 4 nations, and now all of a sudden
Not
it's an All Star
I'm
game.
not familiar with what you're saying.
Wait, was Russia playing?
The 4
Right.
nations.
Yeah, well, you guys brought up the 4 nations. Like we're the guys. Like you know what I mean. And then all of a sudden now it's an All Star game.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, well,
that's-
what happened?
What was it?
Were
Was
you
it
guys
an-
not
It was an
drinking-
all-star game.
Yeah, I mean, Ovi wasn't playing. How serious is this tournament if you're putting the best players out there?
Right, but maybe you guys weren't drinking enough body armor. I don't know what to tell you.
That's true. You had a lot of
Like-
body armor.
You guys weren't getting the energy was not there from you guys. Like I had PFT.
No, you go with
call me
P.
P.
I
Yeah,
had Paulie P out there sipping around and telling me trying to shake my hand. And then he got old Brady there. Shit
Brandon.
taker.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon, yeah, Brandon, yeah.
Yeah,
But
no, it's
Brady, yeah.
Brady, to me, I don't know. I don't know Brandon. I don't know Brandon.
So
I know Brady.
If you didn't watch the stream, I give it my highest possible recommendation to go back and watch at least the highlights from the
Best stream we've ever done.
because Oldie's Oldie put on a performance for the ages.
Oh, he has a pussy.
And he's got something
Side. It's a side, though, because I do have the other.
He has a
something,
pussy.
He has something that grows in the front of his legs that when he pulls his jeans up looks either like 2 giant nuts on either side or like the biggest camel toe you've ever. It's a beaver toe. You got 2 beaver tails
Right.
sticking out.
They're not jeans, though, P. I got to stop you there. They're jangings.
Okay,
They're
sorry.
jangings.
Yeah, they're janging.
Right.
Now, Oldie, I got a question for you from
Yes,
the
sir.
Canadian perspective.
What?
Like, it's your sport. You invented it. Like, do you even get credit for winning your sport? I mean, it's not even in an all-star game. Like, you should have won.
Basically, it's like a wash, right? It's like whatever. This is what we do anyways.
Right,
We just
exactly.
keep kicking ass sea bass. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So it doesn't even
Camion's
matter.
got nothing on that.
Yeah. You guys, you barely won in your own sport in an all-star game.
I know. But then the worst part is like, oh, we're going to host the 4 nations too. Bring us over to Boston. And then all of a sudden the boys get slapped around in the home city. That's not nice. But I mean, we did that to you guys. We apologize, but we did it. It had to happen.
Did apologize.
Dude,
Right?
Right after
Benny
he
in Boston's a
apologized.
problem.
Yeah, he is. So that's where he won the Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Game 7.
Yeah. Real tough. I can't believe we kept going glove side on him. He loves glove side.
Ah, he was a
Gotta go
beast in
stick side.
overtime.
He was. That was incredible, but great back and forth. But those 2 glove saves got the boys juicy on the bench. And I think McJesus said, like, enough's enough.
Yeah.
Like, Biz Nasty can't be telling him, like, he's going to be nothing there. Like, the country did not crumble. We are not the 51st state.
Are we the 11th province? I saw some people saying that.
Oh, it could be.
Oh.
I reject. I rebel against that.
Yeah. But
I would put the lines underneath the Canada flag a bit too.
The what?
If the lines, And the red
Oh,
and
the
white.
lines.
The lines.
Stripes.
The red and white, the stripes.
Lions.
Yeah.
No, the stripes. Yeah, you're right. And maybe just one.
You can have Michigan. How about that?
Oh, that's the shittiest state you guys own. That Michigan sucks.
Really?
Michigan sucks.
Pure Michigan. I like
enjoy
Michigan.
Michigan's all right.
Okay.
If you got nowhere else, if you have no other 49 states to go to.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
What's your favorite state?
Ohio, bro. Buckeye Nations. Bless you.
Okay.
Buckeye Nations.
That makes sense why he hates Michigan.
Michigan,
Ohio State.
yeah. That does make
we
sense.
don't talk about, we don't say, we say Michigan.
Do you say that team down south?
Yeah, you're a Buckeyes fan because you're best friends with Rick Nash growing up.
Yeah.
Rick Nash, by the way, we were FaceTiming with him in between third period and OT. He confirmed that he first saw Oldie's pussy when he was 6 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
That was a pussy at that point, boy pussy.
That's the change room talk. That's kind of, you know what I mean? What the boys do. Like, that's why I played sports. My favorite was before and after the game.
So Yandel showed
Change
me.
room.
Yandel
I'm a change room guy
Our-
all day.
Our friend Yan showed this video of you. I think it was in the playoffs, right? Where the Rangers
Correct.
they flew you out before each game one to get the boys pumped up in the locker room. You were the entertainment in the locker room minutes before they went on the ice, right?
Yeah. I was the fire up guy. That's got to be, that's 10 years ago. 2015. They won the President's Cup, first overall in the league, so they had home ice advantage. Round one, game one, flew me out. Round two, game one, flew me out. Round three, game one, flew me out.
Okay, we're sensing a trend here.
Here's the kicker. My wife was 8.5 months pregnant. And she said, you can't go. My parents said, you can't go. Everyone's like, you can't go. Text them back, got on the next flight.
Had
Sorry,
to go.
Gone.
Sorry,
for the
boys.
boys. For the
That's
boys.
for the boys. And for hockey.
When you
for
texted
puck.
your wife back, did you say, "Sorry, boys, I got to go"?
I was gone. I just told this is the plan. The guy texted me from the Rangers, said, hey, do you mind coming up to fire up the boys in the change room before the game? I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that was it. Like, my parents said no. My old lady said no. Absolute best wife in the world.
Yeah.
Best woman. Absolute gem.
Well, you fired
Well,
us
I mean,
up.
yeah, she
Like-
married a guy with a pussy.
Like, you can't beat that, bro. 2 for 1. That's like a double token, right? You get to cake and eat it. Kind of both aspects. Yeah, so they flew me in. Yeah, it was a wild ride.
I don't know if you saw Kanye West tweets the other day, but I think one would relate very closely to you.
Oh, what would it say?
Like if you were born a hermaphrodite, tell me you wouldn't stick your dick in your own pussy.
That's a good point.
Possibility, yeah. You know what I mean? If you think about it, you're sitting around, well, what could happen, right?
What could happen?
But if you're with the boys and then all of a sudden you're solo dolo, like, now what's up? Right?
That's a good point. All right, so you mentioned Biz PFT. Biz got assaulted today, as our friend Ryan Whitney said, worse than what the Irish Travelers did to him, because Fox News ran a clip. They wrote a story on a clip from our podcast on Wednesday saying, ex-Team Canada star says country will have national emergency if Team USA or team loses to US in Four Nations final, aka the All Star Game. And then he got community noted, and it said Bissonnette may have played for Team Canada as a teenager in under-18 World Championships. He was far from a star then and could be considered the pinnacle of his career. Paul Biznasty never played for Canada again. His fame has come post-career as a media personality. Brutal.
Yeah, but fair.
Fair, but
Because
brutal.
that's community notes.
Yeah.
On X, the everything app.
Yeah.
It's all happening on X.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a great All-Star game. It was one of my favorite All-Star games. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably this year. I'd say top two.
Top two, not two.
I'd say Shaq, Chuck.
Team Shaq.
Shaq,
Team
Chuck. One for the ages.
Yeah. All right. So, Oldie, we're gonna talk some other sports. You can chime in whenever you want. Any thoughts on Wemby being out for the year?
Oh, man, that's tough, dude. That's tough, man. That's tough. Like, coming in as rookie, big beast like that, and then all of a sudden he gets, what do you get, a blood clot or something?
Yeah,
like
blood clot in his
Deep
shoulder.
vein thrombosis in
Yeah.
his shoulder, so they're going to put him on blood thinners.
Sucks
going on
so
that?
bad.
And I think he was favorite to win Rookie of the Year, correct?
He was a rookie last year.
He was at one
Defensive
point.
player of the year.
Yeah. Defensive player of the year.
Sorry, player.
There must be some big ass clots too,
And
because he's
like-
got very large arms.
And I immediately think of Chris Bosh because
Yeah.
he had an incredible career, but he had to retire at the end because of blood clots.
I thought those might have been in his lungs.
Yeah,
so
but
that
this
might have
is
been-
still serious.
It's still serious, still scary. So hope Wemby's okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just sucks because I wanted to see Wemby. You know, he's having a great year. Hank, you don't root for injuries, but you also do have a Jaren Jackson Defensive Player of the Year ticket.
I do, but I don't root for injuries. But
You don't root for injuries.
It's big of you.
It went from plus 2,200 to minus like 180.
The Spurs probably weren't going to make the playoffs, but still they had a chance to maybe sneak into the play-in game. It still just sucks.
I think they might have gotten in the play-in game, and I was just very much looking forward to watching Chris Paul lose in the playoffs and blame it all on him.
And Russillo.
Yeah, and Russillo. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to do that this year.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. All right, what other sports? This is a national sports podcast. We probably shouldn't have even talked about All-Star games.
MLB does have robot umps now.
I saw that.
So they brought that in for the spring training games.
Yep.
And so there were a couple challenges. It has to be, I think, the batter or the catcher. I don't know if the pitcher, maybe the pitcher, is allowed to challenge a call.
Yep.
So it's not coming from the dugout, which I like. I like the fact that it's on the field, and those guys have to make the call and see, like, okay, does it really matter if I get this strike called against me?
Right.
Am I that important to the team to use a challenge? Then you have to, like, tip your cap at the umpire. So you have to, like, say, fuck you, that was a bad call in a very classy way.
Yeah.
And then it takes, like, 10 seconds, and they have the Hawkeye thing. I kind of like it.
Yeah. I do worry, as always, that when you take away umps, you take away like 50% of the conversations guys can have with each other, and that goes for refs and everything in sports. If you can't complain about the calls, what are we going to talk about? It'd basically be like putting a ban on no discussion about the weather. Like what small talk can you do if everything is robots and it's always perfect? But it's kind of cool.
It is. I think it's going to be fine, especially because I think they're limiting the amount of challenges.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's like you get a bonus play, like in football when they bring the chains out onto the field. You get that 10-second pause, and then you get to watch it again, and then you get to react a second time to it.
Maybe what they should have done is they should have made the robot umps, but it should have just been Joe West.
Yeah,
That
that'd
would have
be
been cool.
Wow.
If Joe, you like
Yeah.
that one, Oldie?
Yeah, that's a great one. I
Yeah.
just clicked on to that. I'm in now.
Do you know who Joe West is?
Absolutely not. No, you know he's the worst ump in the league. Yeah, terrible.
Do you root for the Blue Jays?
Yeah, that's the only squadron we got. We
Yeah.
got the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I watch Blue Jays baseball, but only if it's postseason.
Yeah.
I'm not a ball guy.
Yeah.
Puck
Slow
guy.
game. Slow game.
You're just a
slow,
puck guy.
slow
Very
game.
slow.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's good. It's great, but I mean, no offense.
I wish that if they had robot umps, that it's actually a robot
Yeah.
behind home plate.
Cletus.
Like the Boston Dynamics dog
Yeah.
behind home plate.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
That'd be sick,
Wait,
actually.
so
Yeah.
you said I don't like it. It's a slow game. It's a bad game, but
Not a
it's
fan,
an
yeah.
okay game. It's all right.
Bottom of the 4 major sports for sure.
We'll rank them.
Hockey, football, then I throw the NBA,
Okay.
and then we got to drop the MLB.
For number 4.
Can you explain something
banger.
to us as a Canadian?
And MLS,
well said.
what happened? I didn't do anything there.
As a Canadian, what is a rouge
Rouge?
in
Red?
football?
A rouge?
Yeah, Canadian football. You guys have a rouge, right? It's a way that you can score. Something to do with a punt.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a CFL guy.
Who's your NFL team?
Oh, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
What
said
about my
that.
boy?
It's
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Dude, you can't stop that guy. My boy's a beast. Evans?
Who are you talking
Mike
about?
Evans, dude?
Okay, yeah,
The guy's an animal.
We
The
should've-
guy's an animal.
We should have played a guessing game there. I thought you were talking about Gruden.
I
but
thought
yeah.
Baker.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, but look at the guy's catches he's caught from Evans. He got from Mayfield,
Yeah.
Tom Brady, okay? And then my boy, crab stealing Jameis Winston back
Yeah,
in college,
yeah.
and he went 30 for 30.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Only quarterback to do that. And here I am still sitting, riding, going hard because my boy Warren Sapp, Mikey Allstott in the middle, pumping guys. Simeon Rice, what? Keyshawn Johnson on the outside. Who are we talking about? And then if I tell him I'm a Bucks fan, some of the boys were from Boston. They're always saying, yeah, because Brady. Mind your business with Brady. I was cheering on when Winston was still throwing picks, guys.
30
Don't give
for
me that.
30.
30 for 30. Who does that?
Jameis.
Obviously, he's the only guy to do it. Still, who's going to do that stupid record? It's a bad record. That was almost as bad as my threes today on the one net.
Yeah.
Not good.
The only other sports story is Zach Martin retired. Incredible career. I saw this stat Chase Daniel tweeted out. Zach Martin finished with more All-Pros, 9, than holding penalties 7.
That's pretty incredible.
That's insane.
That also tells me that he was very good at holding and getting away with it.
Yeah. Also, Zach Martin is. I know that we've been doing this for a long time. We're coming up on a decade, and we've been around and we meet people all the time. But it's still like always blows my mind when we meet a really good football player, a really good sports player, and they're like, oh yeah, I listen to you guys. And we met Zach Martin at the Super Bowl week. He's like, yeah, I listen to you guys all the time. I was like, really? You're fucking Zach Martin.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't listen to us.
Yeah, you're the man. So incredible career.
Yeah, congrats.
Incredible career.
I'm
for
very
Zach
glad
Martin.
that I don't have to play against you again.
Yeah. What? Any other stories? What? Oh, Oldie.
No, congrats. No, he's absolute weapon. Yeah, absolute weapon. And here he is. He's loving the boys. But you know what I mean? That just shows you guys are the Buttes. It's not him anymore. He's done. Wrapped up. He's putting groceries in the bags for the people at the store, a Walmart greeter. I don't know. He's got to carry on. Boys, I'd love to stick around right now, but I got so much body armor right now. I got to catch a quick No, I got to catch a quick piss break.
Okay, go ahead.
Boys, I can't even hold. I'm going to piss my pants here, I think, but I can't do that, though. I'm a 40-year-old man. I can't do that. Non-alcoholic either. That's a bad look for me.
Okay, go piss.
Give me a couple here. Don't shut her down.
Okay, all right.
I
We
do
won't
think it
shut
was
her
7
down.
body armors, right?
Hey.
Of the flash IVs?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was a
oh,
lot,
yeah.
a lot
Oh,
of body armor reads. Hey, Oldie, while you're taking a piss, think of at the end of every show on Friday, we do Fyre Fest. So whatever the worst thing that happened to you this week is.
Okay.
Or it could be the last month.
All right.
All right, okay. Go
Might
take
be
a piss.
pissing my pants if I don't hang up. Bye. Okay. Love you.
He's coming. I love you.
I thought he was going to his hotel.
I
for a
did
second.
too. I thought he was like, the guy's been here for fucking 13 hours. I thought he was like, you know what? That's it. I've had enough.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
He has his blood type is as close to cocaine as possible. Not that he's doing it.
No, he
his
doesn't. He said he's never
doesn't.
tried it.
He says that he's been told his entire life, we know what you're like. Never touch the stuff.
Yeah, he's an incredible.
He acts like he just saw Josh Allen win MVP all the time.
Every single time.
It's wild.
But yeah, he's an incredible dude.
Specimen.
I almost puked on the stream because I was laughing so hard.
When he did the
when he did
handstand,
the
yeah.
handstand with
side
his
pouch
with the
was
side
sad.
pouch pussy. Yeah. That moment when we first saw the side pouch, and I was convinced I was just looking at his ball sack.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't. He just like, no, dude. This is. I think his words were, "This could go on Disney right now. This
He's
is
like,
his
it's fine. This
balls."
is like human body. Nothing wrong with this. Just a couple of pouches for the boys. He also brought a bunch of treats for us, and they were all great. That's my
Yeah.
other big takeaway from tonight is Canada. You have fantastic snack foods.
Yeah, you do.
Like unbelievable snack foods. The coffee flavored chocolate bar, whatever that was called.
Yeah, the coffee break.
Might be the best candy bar I've ever had. They got the all dressed chips. They've got the ketchup chips.
He brought Timbits.
Timbits. They've got the Smarties, and their Smarties are chocolate.
Yeah. I listen.
An incredible job by Canada with the treats.
Now that Oldie's not here, I mean, Team Canada deserved to win that game with the way Bennington played.
It was incredible.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And that was an awesome hockey.
He had 3 of the best saves I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Just in overtime.
Yeah, and it was a incredible tournament. I hope they do that as often as possible because that was so good for hockey.
See you in 2026, though.
Yeah, see you in 2026. We're ready to go. All right, do we have anything else before we get to our interviews?
Whew, boys. Wow.
Yeah.
I almost never made it. And believe it or not, but somebody turned the lights off. I don't know, some kind of sick joke, but I had to good thing I pissed so many times I know where the pisser was. And I started feeling the top and I heard the metal clang and I knew that was a top where you can flush her down.
I think they're censored lights.
I don't think so, dude. What's going on?
Are you a ghost? Do you exist?
I believe so. I was out here bumping and grinding. I don't know if it's this building, it's 2.5-star dump or what's going on.
He
But
keeps calling this place a 2.5-star dump.
I mean,
He was playing hockey at 10:30 in the morning, having the time of his life. He's like, yeah, I guess it's okay for a 2.5-star dump.
just out here bumping and grinding. I wanted bigger ceiling fans in case it get too hot out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, Oldie, we're just talking about the great snacks that you brought. Are there any American snacks that you don't get up in Canada that you really want?
Oh, dude. The Reese's Pieces.
Lava cup.
We get
No,
Reese's
no.
Pieces, but the
Reese's
big,
lava cup.
the lava cup, bro. You ain't gonna deny that.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's
Incredible.
facts.
Absolutely big and juicy, bro. If your mouth isn't salivating or what's it called there?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Salivating,
Yeah. So good, dude. That's a nice crunch with a nice, Reese's. throw it in there with a quick body armor. Shaboom, shabooms. You're ready to rock and roll all night, dude. Like, you know, who's
You're
going
the
to
best
stop you?
spokesman. We might just hire you just to read ads.
Great gig. Great gig. And then what do? Just go back off and then go on?
Yeah, you just drink a body armor, then you come back off.
15, run a 15-minute
Have a
cycle.
Reese's lava cup.
You ever had these truly unrulies?
Delicious.
You love them.
Oh,
Yeah.
you should crush one of those.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
boys.
You want
Yeah.
one crushed?
Yeah,
Crush one.
Crush one.
Crush a truly unruly.
All right. I'm coming in?
Yeah.
All right, I'm back in. Okay. We'll see you guys in like 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere, though.
Calling in the righty. All right, here's a truly unruly.
What is he doing?
8% alcohol, 100% delicious.
It's the best. The absolute best.
It's a berry blast right there.
Yeah, have that.
Right there. There you go. You got your berry blast.
Wait, go back in and do it on the mic so we can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, you want to see the suck and chuck it back? Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go anywhere, right?
We know where she goes now.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
We know where she goes. Right down the belly there. Okay, now.
Oh, all right. He's back. He's back. He's got to put on his cans.
Do we have a truly read?
No. We did. Well, we did. We did one during the interviews. But yeah, truly unruly is the absolute best. 8% ABV.
Absolutely
Delicious.
bomb. Gents, I just want to thank you very much. Appreciate that you guys didn't take off in that 30 seconds. That was pretty nice. Like, that was real nice, dude.
That would have sucked of us if we were just gone.
Like, that was a great Canadian move. Like, stick around for the boys.
Yeah.
Don't bounce on them, right?
Don't
You're like, all
ditch
right,
you.
later, oldie. And these guys are gone back door, and you guys stuck around like a true, like we're going to speak here, truly unruly, berry blast.
Yeah.
You hear that noise? That's the noise of sweetness right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, truly. In 4, 3, 2, 1, hatchet. And there it is, folks.
It's delicious, right?
Excuse me. Oh, I could go now. That's a berry blaster from the pastor right there.
All right, Oldie, before we do our interviews, tell us real quick, you drive the Boney back at home?
Yeah, I used to drive the Boney. Now I'm pushing back snow in the old heavy 40. I bump and grind out there with the fire station too, volunteer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were a trash man before that.
Sanitary engineer.
come on.
Sanitary
Come on, we
engineer.
talked about it. A little
I'm
more
sorry.
respect.
I'm
Come on,
sorry.
man. Please
You-
give me
you-
some credentials.
You drove the trash truck, though,
Yeah, I drove the trash truck.
for 12 years?
12 years. I used to do rear load. So we had two guys bumping and grinding. And then we
Yeah.
had the solo dolo front end. Oh, excuse me, guys. That's a truly burp. I apologize. You can't hide that. Like, nothing wants to stay in. It's like so much liquid in there. It's like the Gulf of It's like the Gulf of America now,
Yeah,
dude.
there you go.
It's like the big splush of Gulf of America just splashing back and forth in the old ring rod there.
How would you rate your Boney driving? Were you the best?
Oh, it's got to be a solid 8.4.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I can't sit here and say I'm the cat's ass because there's going to be Boney drivers coming at me hot, dude.
Yeah, right.
Like, they're going to be coming up from Canada. They're going to be coming down here in Canada on the Bonies crossing the border.
Yeah.
Tom, I'm going to get this boy. I'll show him a real flood.
would parents though complain about your Boney driving?
Some would just keep looking at you like you don't know what you're doing. But when I'm running flawless, no lines out there, straight clear ice, can't beat it, dude.
Yeah.
When was the last time you got a Tilly?
Tilly, who? I used to get into quite a bit. Got in a quick-
Tilly's a fight for anyone.
Oh,
who
I know
doesn't
that. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
guys don't-
well, you said that, and I didn't know what you were talking
If
about.
no one knows Tilly, like, wake up, bro. Smell the coffee beans. You're
Yeah.
going to get dropped here, son. I don't want to do it to you, but you're going to have no front grill. I don't say to you. You might give me a couple sluggers, but I'm coming in hot.
The reason I ask is because you came here prepared. You taped the wrists up tonight just in case you got in one.
Well, you know how it goes, though, P.
Did you think? I do. Did you think you were going to get in one tonight?
Well, you don't know. You don't know what happens working in the corners like that, right?
Right.
One of the boys don't like it. Quick little slash, quick little hack. Couple, maybe, a little dirty butt end.
Yeah.
Not a nice
Yeah.
move or an elbow. You don't like it, right?
Yeah. You
Like,
got
I mean-
Tilly.
Anybody ever uppercut you right in that pouch and get their hands stuck in there, like they're
No.
reaching out and pull their leg out of quicksand?
No one's got stuck in there yet. No gander on that, though. No more Tillys. Not too much crazy. I used to play lacrosse. Used to be able to go the guy if you want.
Yeah, if I'm looking at you, I can tell right off the bat that's a guy you don't want to get into a Tilly with.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter the guy, big, small, or tall. Give him a run.
Yeah.
You want to go it. Wrong what you brung.
You want one?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're 6'4", wrong what you brung. You're 5'8". Bring it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. All right, let's get to our interviews. Oldie's gonna stick around for Fyre Fest. We got Rick Pitino and then Super Bowl champ Cooper DeJean. Okay, before we get to Coach Rick Pitino, we are brought to you by our friends at Chevy. Chevy has packed more capability in the Silverado Trail Boss so that you can pack more fun into your weekend. Have yourself a Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the truck that says no to nothing. Tailgates, spontaneous camping trips, DIY projects, bring it on. What about a cross-country road trip? Silverado is a perfect ride for last year's Grit Week out west. Recently, they helped us give fullbacks the recognition they deserve with the Low Man Award. So learn more about Silverado Trail Boss at Chevy.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. The Trail Boss gives you an extra 2-inch lift, so maybe Hank can finally dunk. It's also 495 pounds of torque. Learn more about the Silverado Trail Boss at Chevy.com. Chevrolet, let's drive. We're also brought to you by our friends at Truly. Let's get unruly. We love Truly Unruly. The Strawberry Smash is my personal favorite. Truly Unruly is the first high ABV hard seltzer that actually tastes good. It tastes delicious, in fact. Truly Unruly is a hard seltzer that breaks all the rules, drinks light, parties hard. With 8% ABV, it hits hard but still tastes amazing. Comes in 4 fresh flavors: Tropical Twist, Berry Blast, Citrus Crush, Strawberry Smash, my personal favorite. It's the official hard seltzer of Pardon My Take. Find Truly Unruly at a store near you or visit www.trulyhardseltzer.com. What's your favorite PFT?
I like the Berry Smash.
Berry Smash.
Blast, excuse me.
Berry
is
Blast. And I am the Strawberry Smash. You Citrus Crush guy, Hank? I think you are. I think Hank's Citrus Crush.
Sure am.
So
Best
we got
flavor.
all the flavors. Tropical Twist, Berry Blast, Citrus Crush, Strawberry Smash, 8% ABV. Tastes absolutely delicious. It's the official hard seltzer, Pardon My Take. Find Truly Unruly at a store near you or visit trulyhardseltzer.com. Okay, here he is, Coach Rick Pitino. Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest, recurring guest. It is head coach of St. John's basketball, Rick Pitino, back in studio. Coach, thank you so much for coming back in to our office. You have the documentary, guys. The show is out now. You can watch it on Vice. I watched the first episode. It's called Red Storm Rising. It feels like since you were last here, so last year, you guys didn't make the tournament. You now have a show about you. You're the 10th team in the country. Feels like everything, Pitino ball is starting to work at St. John's. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, the biggest surprise I've had, it's very tough to pack Madison Square Garden. It's a pro town, as Chicago is, and we're like the 10th, 11th pro team. So I thought we could be competitive this year. Didn't know how good we would be. You never do with the NIL stuff. But packing Madison Square Garden with all St. John's fans, not half Connecticut or 5,000 Villanova. The other night was amazing to me. We already moved the Seton Hall game from campus to the Garden, sold 16,000 seats. So that's been the biggest surprise for me and very exciting.
Yeah. And how much access do these guys have behind the scenes with you?
Oh, they're there. A couple of times I've asked them to leave. But they're there. They catch it. Like next episode, Talik Brown, who's the point guard of the national championship Connecticut team, goes off crazy. And I was in the other room, and I come in, and he goes berserk, and they captured the whole thing. So
Yeah. I mean, they got a great clip of you from the other night. Was it the halftime speech?
Yes,
I think it was at halftime. You just kind of unloaded on your team. You just let them know everything that was wrong with them. You guys need to toughen the fuck up, I think you said. Did you know after you gave that speech, you're like, I nailed that?
No, I wasn't thinking that way. We were down like 10, 12 points. And what's been bothering me the whole year with my team is they count their misses. So we're not the greatest three-point shooting team, but if my guys miss a couple of free throws, a couple of threes, they won't take them anymore. And it drives me crazy because they're wide open. Everybody's packing the lane on us. And I keep telling them, shoot. I told them the other day, if you hear me say shoot it or kill it, you must shoot the ball. So they kept hanging their heads every time they missed. Every time they missed a free throw, they'd hang their heads. And it got to a point, I said, you guys got to toughen up, man. This is not only a game of basketball, this is a game of life. You guys face a little adversity and you're wilting. It can't be. You got to be tougher. You got to learn. And it was from the heart.
Yeah.
But I was trying to win a game.
It was great because I do think that especially in college sports right now with the transfer portal and NIL, there's a lot of people that are like, hey, tough coaching doesn't really happen as much anymore because guys are getting paid and guys can jump from one school to the next. So I feel like that was a pretty good promo for what you still stand for and your coaching style. And I think there are kids out there that still want that. They want to be coached hard.
Well, both of you know this. Your favorite teachers are the ones that were toughest on you and taught you the most. And today you can be tough on the team, but you can't be tough on them individually in front of the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you want to be tough individually, you call them in your office, you go one-on-one, and you tell them the way you feel and get feedback. Collectively as a team, you can get after them, and they'll be very receptive. Most of them will say, oh, he's not talking about me.
Right.
He's talking about somebody else.
Right.
So did you notice a difference? Have you seen anything already since you gave them that speech? Like they missed a shot?
It's been a little bit, about 50% better. But that part of the season, we've had some issues where we've had to correct some major flaws in the way we go about things. And today, in the last 10 games, we've corrected them. They're confident. They're also not about themselves. It is about the team. Only Kadari as a freshman at Syracuse has experienced the NCAA tournament. And Zuby did at his first year at Kansas, but didn't play at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I also think your team defense, I love watching you guys play. The Connecticut game, I think it was 2 weeks ago, was a perfect example where you guys got punched in the mouth. It was a crazy crowd at Stores. You're down, I think you were down 16, 18 or early. And you guys got back in that game. But watching that game, you didn't get back in the game because you started hitting shots. You got back in the game because of defense. You started making everything tough for UConn, and then getting back in the game by shutting them down first, which I don't feel like you see very often anymore.
Yeah, when you pick up a stat sheet with us, sometimes I am just marveled at our guys that were winning the game. The other day against Creighton, we're shooting 30-something%, 50-something% from the foul line. I think we were poorly from the three-point line as well, and we're up one.
Yeah.
Based on forced turnovers and offensive rebounds. We're a great offensive rebounding team because we miss a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So wait, how do you fix that? Because I know the watching the first episode, which everyone should go watch it because it is really very well done. But I watched the first episode and there was a lot talking about Kadari Richmond, who's your star player in fixing his shot. Have you noticed that his shot has gotten better, and how does that process even work?
It gets better in our player development sessions, but in the game, he still goes back to the little hitch that he does have. But what we're trying to do more than anything else is give them the confidence to take it. And then more than I've changed. Last time I was here with you, we were talking about the drills we do for three-point shooting and our player development. So this year, I found that we have 5 different shooting drills that we do, and we chart each day. And it was the lowest, even lower than Iona, of all the places I've worked. So I realized at that point we weren't going to be a great three-point shooting team. Mm-hmm. So we started working on what Kevin Durant works on, the mid-range game. And I've gone from a big proponent of the three-point shot. Right now we're shooting almost 68% from about 12 to 15 feet.
Yeah.
And we've worked very hard at that. And RJ's gotten great at it. Kadari's great at it. Most of our players are really, really talented at the mid-range game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're playing to your strengths right now. So It's interesting. You mentioned, I think you were kind of joking, but you get a lot of offensive rebounds because you missed a lot of shots. There are shots, though, that result in a higher percentage of offensive rebounds, aren't there?
I think Kelvin Sampson in Houston is the greatest proponent of that. I mean, they are unbelievable offensive rebounding team. Now, he does have a better shooting team this year, but if you are an average shooting team, which I think we are, we're average, some nights we're decent, we've got to be a great offensive rebounding team, and we also have to keep our turnovers down. The other day against Creighton, I believe we had 5 or 6 turnovers in the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a quote that you had, and I love this because it is very coach speak. So I want you to maybe tell me exactly what this means. But you said nothing changes if nothing changes. I liked it. It's like the standard is the standard. Football guys usually say that.
Yes, I stole that from my wife's mother-in-law.
Okay.
And it was an Irish expression she got from her mother, and who had an Irish brogue. And nothing's going to change if nothing changes. And I tell these guys, I tell Kadari this all the time. I said, Kadari, it's not going to change. Your shot's not going to change with the 42 minutes with me. If you don't get in the gym like Donovan Mitchell got in the gym every single night to improve his arc, it's not changing. You're not changing bad habits. just by showing up. I said, you've got to work at that and work at that and work at that. And Donovan certainly did it. And Kadari's not mastered that yet.
Yeah, I just love the quote because it's one of those, when you hear it first, you're like, that's kind of dumb. And then you're like, oh, shit, that actually means something. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah, there's two different nothing changes.
Yeah,
Two different
right.
nothings, though. The first nothing is the one you want to change.
Right.
The second nothing is the work you have to put in
You
to
have
make
to
the
change,
nothing
yeah.
change.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I've always believed, coming off the 2013 championship at Louisville, I was really concerned about the team, and we had quite a few players back, and somebody said, look, if it's not broken, stick with your game plan of 2-2-1 to a matchup press. I said, no, you know what? If nothing's broken, break it. You got to make it better because everybody's going to be prepared for it. Everybody's going to steal it. And that's, I believed in it as well. If nothing's broken, don't stay the same. Break it and make it better. Innovate, get creative. And I don't believe in staying the same. You've got to change. And as we get close to the tournament, we have to put in 5 new plays that they're not going to see come tournament time.
Yeah.
So there's a stat that I saw earlier today that in the last 13 years, since 2012, there have been 2 teams that have made the Final Four if they're shooting, I believe, under 34% from 3. You coached 2012 Louisville, shot 31.8 from 3, got to the Final Four. 2013 Louisville, 33.1 from 3, got to the Final Four. This year, I believe you're at 29.3. So if there's a coach that can get a team that sometimes struggles from the outside of the Final Four, it would be you. Do you feel like this team, the tournament format, do you feel like that sets up nicely for the style of play you guys have?
Well, I think I've been blessed with so many different types of teams. My 96 championship team, I thought my second unit could have won it. We had like 7, 8 pros on the team. The 87 Providence team was Billy Donovan and a bunch of guys that were just great guys and worked hard. But we had great shooters on the wing. My 2005 team at Louisville was just great shooters on the wing. Neither team was great defensively. Then the 2 teams you mentioned were great defensively, struggled a little bit, but they were great off the bounce players. Peyton Siva, Russ Smith, Luke Hancock, they could take you off the bounce. And the same thing is true with R.J. Louise with this team, Kadari Richmond, Simeon Wilshire, they can take you off the bounce. So I don't worry about that stat too much as long as we're shooting the 2-point shot at a high number, which we are.
Yeah. Are you starting to get illusions of grandeur with this team? Because that was the other thing you said early on. You're like, I liked it because a lot of coaches won't be as honest as you were. You're like, I don't have illusions of grandeur for these guys yet. Like, are they good? I don't know. We haven't played anyone. We got to find out. So are you starting to think, hey, this team is a dangerous team come March?
My post-game speech the other night, I asked Vice to leave it, and I said, look, guys, just want to tell you right now, you have done something that I didn't think you could do. I didn't think you could pack Madison Square Garden. I didn't think it would happen in 2 years. So all the credit goes to you. You're on top of the Big East, which is amazing. All the credit goes to you. But understand now your life takes on a new meaning because now people want more and more and more. And I told them what you guys just repeated about some of the teams I've coached that weren't super talented team like the 96 team, and the sky's the limit. But you must do the following things, and I went through it. You must take your game now to a new level because March Madness is right around the corner.
Right.
And they were pumped up about it. I said, but you guys, what you're doing, to me, I marvel at. And then I said something. I said, look, I don't know, guys, I'm 72. I'm having a blast. I said, if I'm blessed enough to coach 3 or 4 more years, so be it. If I go out this year and you guys make an incredible run, so be it. But I just want to let you know how gratifying it is to watch you reach these heights.
Yeah. And there's something about Rick Pitino in the second years that you've been able to do. What is that? Because they showed it in the first episode, but Providence second year, you go from a 17-14 team to a Final Four. Kentucky. People will think, how can you turn around Kentucky? It's Kentucky. No, they had the death penalty. You guys were ineligible. You turned them around. Louisville, same thing. Iona, and now this second year at St. John. What is it about like the second year that you're able to do this and have these big bounces?
I think you got to develop with a basketball team how much you hate losing. You got to develop that how much you despise losing. And then when you lose, you're willing to do anything to correct those mistakes. And you build that. Not that you're a sore loser, But you got to hate losing. Inside, you've got to hate to lose. So if you're down 14 with 6 to go, you have to have the belief you're going to come back and win that game because you hate to lose. And I think we instill that. It takes a year to instill that, but these guys feel it right now, and they hate to lose. I told them today, we have DePaul tonight. I said, guys, DePaul can beat anybody in this league. They were up 4 at Marquette last week late in the game. We all saw what Connecticut did to Seton Hall. And I told them, I said, let's take Connecticut as an example. If they would have lost to Seton Hall and now they have 9 or 10 losses and they lose to us or somebody else, will they go to the tournament 11-12? And they're an outstanding team and superbly well coached. I said, so you have to understand, this is just the beginning right now with 5 games left.
Yeah. This might be a dumb question, but along those same lines, can a team win too much? Like, is it good from a coach's perspective? Obviously, you want to win every game you play and every game you coach, but it's useful sometimes to have a bad loss where you can light a fire to their ass, right? So how do you keep that going if you're on such a great streak and you keep beating teams that maybe some people think that you shouldn't beat?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. It happened to me one time in '96. Young Chicago kid named Antoine Walker. We were on a run that was incredible. The average margin of victory, I think, in the SEC at that time was 26 points, and the SEC was very strong back then. So we were killing everybody, and we go into the tournament. We've won every year the tournament, and I said, boy, I'd love to not win it this year because we were so invincible beating people. And Antoine Walker, I took him out of the game. I said, great defense, Twan. Will you keep him in front of you? He said, I did. They didn't switch. He gave me a very honest answer. I said, you're done for the night. And I knew if I kept him out, we'd have a chance of losing. So, sure enough, one of the Mississippi State players sat on the ground. Now, we tried to win the game.
Yeah.
We did everything possible, but Twan wasn't going to play. I forgot his name. He played in the pros, 6'7" forward, sat on the ground and shot the ball from the ground with no time, and we lost in the finals. And I was happy. I knew at that point we were going to win the national championship.
Yeah, it just gives them motivation.
Yeah.
But with this team, to answer your question, no, we had 4 losses. We don't need to lose.
You don't need that at this point. When that shot goes in, did you have to act like you were really upset in the moment?
Yeah, I was going to get all over Antoine because Antoine was great to coach. I mean, he drove me crazy because every single day he'd come up to me during practice. He was a trash talker all the time, and he would say, Coach, do me a favor. Get Ron Mercer. Get Ron off of me. He's going to lose his confidence. We need him to play well next game. Put somebody else on me.
Yeah.
And he would do that to me the whole practice. Coach, get him off me. You're going to kill his confidence.
That early season loss to Baylor, I know that you can't comment on it, but you did cover 2.5, so thank you for that.
But the ball was, what upsets me about that, the ball was in his hands.
I know.
And the referee didn't have a stopwatch, didn't take a look at that.
I know.
I mean, you have to do that.
I know.
So I'm counting it that we've only had 3 losses.
Yeah, and also very weird. I mean, you're playing in a like a conference room in the Bahamas. In the ballroom. Yeah.
I mean, it's great to play in it, but the courts are always slippery.
Yeah.
The clock wasn't very well adjusted.
It was a great game. I remember when I was watching the episode, I was like, I remember sitting on my couch watching this whole game back and forth, double overtime. Like, awesome. I have so you've been doing this for a long time. You're you're not new to criticism. I wanted to read some criticism that maybe came from a college basketball expert at Barstool Sports, and I want you to comment on it. Okay. This is what this person said. This is from actually I think the day you were hired at St. John's. He said, "Facilities stink. Best players in area leave NYC. Garden doesn't draw. Haven't made conference semis since 2000. How do you fix that? Hire a 70-year-old man with no successor plan. Pitino will make them a story and draw attention, but this is a stopgap." That's a college basketball quote unquote expert.
Look, not a lot of coaches are coaching in their 70s. I do it because I love it. Tony Bennett just left, a brilliant coach. Some people want to keep coaching. Because I sat out 2 years from the game, I realized I can't live without it. Being around the guys keeps you young. You're always working out to stay young. You're always doing things. You're active. I already had the experience of retirement for 2 years, and I didn't like it too much. So I think we do have a successor plan.
Yeah.
I think my assistant coach, Stevie Masiello, would be a great succession to me leaving. He was my New York Knicks ball boy at age 14. He went with me at Louisville. He was going to have a great team in Manhattan before he left there. He's a New York guy, so I think we have that plan. Now, I don't pick that, certainly. Ed Cull, our great athletic director, will pick that. I do think I got a good run in me left.
Yeah.
I hope, God willing.
But I mean, this person said Garden doesn't draw. You literally are drawing the Garden now.
Yeah, that I am surprised we're selling out.
Yeah, but you proved them wrong in a year and a half.
Yep. So
this Rico Bosco guy, who's
that?
His junk take.
What's his name?
Rico Bosco. No, so Rico does work with us. We had like a big debate. He's obsessed with this succession plan thing, where he's like, well, what are they going to do after Pitino leaves in like 6 or 7 years? Like, what does it matter if he goes and he has a 6-7 year run at St. John's and they win? You're not going to take one of the best basketball coaches of all time for those 6 or 7 years? It's
well,
insane.
you guys, I'll ask you a question. What's the succession plan at Virginia right now?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What's the succession plan at Miami right now? Which who knows what it is?
Right. You don't know the future holds.
And I will say this: St. John's. The only mistakes they made with ADs or coaches is St. John's is a different job. It's an inner city, a commuter school. I believe you got to hire a Northeast person who understands St. John's.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand because it's different than any place I've ever worked. So it has to be a Northeastern that has close ties to New York, to the Subway alumni. 50% of our season ticket holders are not alumni.
Right.
So you've got to know that the NIL saved St. John's. Probably the NIL saved DePaul, because when you have the NIL now, so it's not about football, it's not about the campus, it's about playing in the Big East, playing at Madison Square Garden, and you're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it helped us immensely.
Quick break from Coach to talk to you about our friends at Redwood Outdoors. If you're like me, you've given a lot of thought on how to improve your health and wellness routine this year. I've given a lot of thought. I got to get in better shape. Trying to get strong again. So to help elevate your wellness routine, meet our new sponsor, Redwood Outdoors, and experience the transformative benefits of contrast therapy with a sauna and cold plunge. A Redwood Outdoors backyard sauna seats 2 to 8 and provides the ultimate in-deep relaxation, reduced muscle tension, improved circulation, improved sleep, and so much more. Redwood Outdoors invigorating backyard cold plunge challenges your body, boosting circulation and promoting mental clarity while invigorating your senses and boosting your mood. I'm going to be a cold plunge guy in 2025. Here first. I'm going to start doing it every single day, so enhance your physical and mental wellness routines with Redwood Outdoors. Take advantage of special savings today. Visit redwoodoutdoors.com. Use code TAKE to save $175. That's redwoodoutdoors.com. Code TAKE to save $175 on your order. Redwoodoutdoors.com. Code TAKE. Become a cold plunge person. Makes you feel so alive in the morning. You get in that cold plunge, 3 minutes in the cold plunge, and you feel juiced up for the day. So go right now, redwoodoutdoors.com. Code TAKE to save $175. That's redwoodoutdoors.com. Code TAKE. Okay, here he is, back to Coach Rick Pitino. Just promise me this: when Rico Bosco, when you guys make a Final Four run and he asks for a jumpsuit and jump on the bandwagon, I'll give the tweet to one of your guys on staff and just so you have it, and he'll be like, are you the same guy? Because he will. He'll ask to get a jumpsuit and be like, I always loved Pitino.
Well, that guy's also a Nate Oates mouthpiece.
Yeah, he is.
So whatever,
that's the problem.
Nate Oates probably texted Rico, said, do you mind putting this statement out
They're
right
worried
now?
about St. John's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So how has that statement from Rico looked in terms of recruiting guys from New York?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't. We recruit very few guys from New York. Right now, we have Kadari as a transfer from New York. I think he's our really only New Yorker. Jaden Glover lived in New Jersey. He's originally from New York. I think New York is more attractive away from New York than in New York.
I agree that as somebody who used to live in New York.
Yeah.
I like look at it and I'm like, I could go back to the Village and walk around a little bit, hit up a few bars. The second I get to Midtown, I'm like, nope, going back. Yeah.
Well, I grew up in New York, and I didn't want to stay in New York. I wanted to travel to another campus, another place, and go away to college. So with the NIL, it's changed the game completely. Now, I like the NIL, and it's like if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, is your money being spent wisely? They're getting knocked all the time on TV about some of the moves they made. Well, injuries are part of the game, and Embiid's been hurt. This guy's been hurt, so the money is not panning out. Where the Oklahoma Thunder, it's really panning out. Incidentally, I show almost 4 times a week clips of the Oklahoma Thunder defense to our guys because I know the pro thing will really excite them.
Lou Dort.
Yep, and we show the way they play defense. The way they play defense is like college defense.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all over people. That's a fact. So you've been accepted back at Kentucky, which has to feel good because there's been a long time where that wasn't the case. And now Cal's going through the same thing where he got booed and he's on the outside. What has it been like with Mark Pope now being there? I think you even got a little criticism for maybe being too pro Kentucky, but I thought it was cool. It was like one of those moments like, hey, I had the heights of my success here, and I'm finally being welcomed back into Big Blue Nation.
It was a great moment. I made a statement that Kentucky should cheer John Calipari when he goes back. They won a national championship, and I said because I knew firsthand how much it hurt me being booed by 24,000 people. Today I understand it, going to Louisville. But I didn't go from Kentucky to Louisville. I went from Kentucky to Celtics to Louisville. I understand it. But it made me feel great being welcomed back. And it wasn't taking a shot at Louisville because I root for Louisville because they have Peyton Siva on their staff.
Right.
And I root for my players. I've always rooted for my players. I watch them on TV in the pros. I watch them coaching Mick Cronin in UCLA, Billy Donovan with the Bulls. All my guys out there, when Travis Ford was with St. Louis, Mark Pope now, Kevin Willett at Maryland. I've just root for my guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's an update to Joe Lunardi's bracketology that came out, I think, last week. Do you pay any attention to that?
Not this time of year, but he was wrong last year. He's usually on the money.
Well, he also went to sleep, right?
Yeah, he did. He went to sleep.
Yeah, when the brackets came out, he was just like, peace, I'm out.
No, it was Conference Championship Saturday.
Right, it was before.
It was that night. He's like, going to bed.
Yeah,
like, what do you mean?
That's the most important day that you have to work.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't think you can pay too much attention to it.
Yeah.
Well, I think sometimes he likes to put in these matchups that catch your eye, and then you're like, oh, imagine if those teams played. I think he has you guys playing against Kentucky in the round of 32. That would be interesting.
I would love it.
Yeah?
I'd love it because we got to the 32. We got by the first round. So, no, I think Kentucky's probably a polar opposite basketball team than us. They are a brilliant offensive team. Although we get a lot of assists per game. We have a high number of assists. Kentucky is a 5-out basketball team. We're not. We're a terrific defensive team, offensive rebounding team. We're great off the bounce. But I would love it, obviously.
Can you just promise us one thing, that if you do end up playing against Kentucky in the tournament, you break out the white suit?
Ooh. Can you?
They didn't have a whiteout this year. That was disappointing.
Can you do the white suit
The white
again?
suit against Kentucky?
I've spent a lot of money. I've wore it one time.
Yeah. That would be nice.
We need to see that, yeah.
The white suit would be pretty cool. Break it out for old time's sake.
I think you should.
Wait, so we were talking a little bit before, but how are your horses doing?
So I had a win the other day. I don't own too many of them anymore, and my ownership is a lot of guys. I own, but the one horse I do own 100% of won the other day, New York bred, with a 92 buyer called Agalos the Great, named after my agent in Greece. And he's become like a little brother to me. And Agalos the Great won, and I was super excited about that.
Yeah. That's where did he win? You won at the Pegasus?
Aqueduct.
Oh, okay, Aqueduct. Yeah, yeah. That's, I mean,
New York bred pots of substantial. So you can, if you have a good New York bred, you can make some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Greece this summer, and I think I was flying out on the day that you were flying in, because it was the what tournament was that Greece was playing? It was I forget, but your old team was playing, I think, and you flew in.
They won the championship, Panathinaikos, last year. They won the EuroLeague championship.
There you go. So I was flying out the day you were flying in. You told us that when we had you on Kentucky Sports Radio. So I spent about 30 extra minutes just walking around the terminal, just seeing if I saw Rick Pitino come in, like welcome you to Greece. When you go back to Greece, how do they treat you?
Oh, they treat me great. Better than even when I was a coach at Kentucky. The people there just love basketball. What I do is I take two friends of mine and we go to 2 different or 3 different islands for 8 days every summer. So last year we went to Milos, Pados, and Antipados. And there's over 120 islands in Greece. When you go to Greece, Athens is good for one night. A day and a half.
Yeah.
You go to Pataion and you see some of the local sites, but then you go to the islands, and that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. So what is it about Greece that has such a special basketball culture?
Most of Europe is all soccer, and soccer is very popular in Greece, but not more popular than basketball. They rival each other because Panathinaikos and Olympiakos, the 2 great teams, that when they play each other, they put a net around the court. that's how violent it could be.
Mm-hmm.
And when we walk in, you'll have 50 police with shields as you walk in the building. So it's one of the fiercest rivalry in all of sports. But they love it, and they win a lot of EuroLeague championships.
Yeah. So last year, you guys obviously didn't make the tournament. Did you think you were right on that bubble and like, hey, we had a chance? How does that work on Selection Sunday where you're like, I think maybe we have a chance here?
Back in the New York Post said, Johnny's a dancing. We just beat Creighton. We played great. We got to the first time to the quarterfinals. We were playing great basketball.
Yeah.
I had a little darkness of doubt, but everybody else had us in. As it turned, we weren't even close. We weren't even last four out. I was more surprised. Seton Hall had 13 Big East wins, and they didn't get in.
So Max, our producer back there, he's a Villanova guy, also Italian. He claims, and I want to know what you think about this, he claims that Seton Hall St. John's being left out, the Big East is an Italian league, and that was anti-Italian discrimination. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so he was right. After Selection Sunday, he's like, this is just anti-Italian discrimination. They just want to keep the Italians out of the tournament.
Yeah, but I think Shaheen has some Italian blood in him, too.
Yeah, exactly.
I do believe that definitely Seton Hall deserved it. I thought what was amazing to me, for the first time, and not because we didn't make it, I thought it was the first time the chair of the committee knew very little about the game of basketball. I'm sure he's a fabulous AD, but I don't understand why they don't have Coach K, Roy Williams, putting basketball people in on that every year. Mm-hmm. Guys like Jim Boeheim and Roy Williams and Coach K would be happy to be on those committees.
Yeah.
And when they're talking about Duke, Syracuse, or North Carolina, they leave the room.
Recuse themselves.
But to have those guys there, they're looking. And then I just wanted to know, so I called some people on the committee and said, okay, what metrics did you use and what am I missing? Because we were, I think, 29 in the net. I think we were like 18 or 19 in Pomeroy. And they all had different metrics that they were using. They weren't all together using the same common denominators.
Yeah. And they probably had -5 for Italian.
Yes.
They bumped you down.
Yep.
Yeah, there was just a little asterisk there.
Are you in favor of expanding the tournament?
I am, because I don't think it hurts it. I don't think it hurts it. I think getting more teams is exciting. It's the one thing. So when I was your age, back in the day, starting out as a head coach.
We're older than you think.
How old do you think?
We're older than you think,
We just turned
Coach.
40.
You guys are
We just
early
turned 40.
40s.
We just turned 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to say 35, 36.
I
Okay.
appreciate that. Yeah.
So back then, college basketball and college football was on the same level. The NBA and the NFL were on the same level, this is like 30, 40 years ago. Today, a bad college football game, a mid-May Ohio U playing somebody on a Saturday, will outdraw an NBA playoff game.
Yeah.
Now, is that gambling? Is it football just marketed so much better? I don't know. But the one thing we do have is March Madness.
Yep.
So anything to make it better, if it's not broken, break it and make it better. And I don't think it hurts anything to have more TV exposure.
Yeah, I mean, it is true. Football has completely consumed American culture, unlike anything we thought would be possible. And like it's the debate: is the NBA broken? Is Major League Baseball broken? It's like, yeah, maybe they've gone down a little, but I think it's more that the NFL has just taken over everything to a level that we never expected.
It blows me away. It really does blow me away. I'm happy about it in one sense, disappointed in another sense. I'm a Miami Dolphins season ticket holder for those 2 years I was out, and I had a great time going to the games with my children. The bad thing, what I don't like right now, is that I don't see UCLA and USC traveling to go play Penn State and Rutgers and teams like that.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. The rivalries of UCLA and USC and some of the other programs on the West Coast, to me, I would never be in favor of that.
It's an odd fit for sure. How do you feel with the NIL and transfer portal? Because it's funny, you've gone the reverse of some of your contemporaries, where like Coach K is retired, Tony Bennett, like you mentioned, Boeheim, Roy Williams. A lot of these guys feel like they've gotten out because of the transfer portal and NIL and having to play a different game. You've kind of almost run into the fire and been like, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the challenge.
I like it because I spent 10 years in the pros, and to me, it's almost a carbon copy of the EuroLeague. The EuroLeague, if you sign a player for 2 years, that's a long time. So it's really a one-year contract. You're getting different players every year, and that's the way it's with us. Now, fortunately for us, we haven't lost our freshmen yet. Our freshmen have come back. So this year we're losing. We're not even looking at a high school basketball player. We're losing Aaron Scott, Kadari Richmond, and Davon Smith. So we're looking for 3 transfer guys, and I like it. I don't get involved in the financial negotiations of any of that. But if we need more money, I'll call our guy Mike Rapoli and say we need more money.
Yes, he's ready to go. Wait, so you're not even looking at any college or high school
No,
kids?
not this year.
So if a 5-star high school kid calls you up and is like, hey, I know you're not looking for, but I want to come to St. John's.
I probably wouldn't take him because I don't think you can win and win big with high school kids.
Huh.
I really don't believe.
It sounds like there's one high school kid that's really good that you're right now just saying, we don't even want you. Play hard to get.
This is smart.
You're playing hard to
Good
get with him.
recruiting.
I wish it was true. No.
Good recruiting. Yeah, that's
Prove me
really
wrong,
smart.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so
that's the kind of guy that you would want, right?
Yeah.
A guy
Yes.
that
Yeah.
kept knocking
Yeah.
on your door.
No
Yeah,
question.
nothing changes if nothing changes. So that's an interesting point that you just made, though. Do you think that your time in Greece has made you a better, have a leg up in the NIL and transfer world in college basketball?
So we all make mistakes. As we talked, you make mistakes in the pros with who you draft. I tried to convince the years I begged the New York Knicks to take Donovan Mitchell, I think at 6 and not at 12. I said, look, this guy's better than you think he is. And they took Frank Nikita or something like that from France, I think it was. So you got to really study these guys. First of all, is it just about money? Is that why they're staying in college? Or are they really into winning? Are they going to be part of that I hate to lose attitude? So you got to really study them. You got to talk to their trainers. You got to talk to the assistant coaches that may have moved on. You got to really do your homework and your research on this. And we really do our homework on all of this.
Yeah, because it does feel like there are teams, it's kind of like free agency in sports where they've won the offseason and they've got, this transfer and the parts just don't fit together.
And you're in the G League and you're making $75,000 to $100,000, or you can go to college and make $600,000 or $400,000.
Yeah.
So you're going to stay in college, but are you getting them for the right reasons? Okay, the money's great. And most of these guys, what I can appreciate, they help out their families. They're not spending it on themselves. They're really helping out their families. They're getting their families into better situations. So I'm great with that. But I want to make sure we're getting guys that just have that desire where they really, really inside hate to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just probably also just think about basketball all the time. What's an appropriate amount of time for like one of your star players to spend actually working on basketball during the course of a week?
Here's the greatest hypocrisy of it all. I mean, here the guys are making, I hear stories, I don't believe all of them. They're making anywhere from $1.5 million to $100,000. Now you're going to tell them they can only work 20 hours a week?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hip. The NCAA, I've always said this about them. They are never proactive. They're always reactive. Remember the young man from Connecticut, I forgot his name, that he said he was starving at night, the 6-foot backcourt player. I forgot his name, but he said he was starving at night and he didn't have any money for food. And now they started a refueling station where now you can have a place 24 hours a day to have food. So they reacted to his statement.
Right.
And they're always reacting. They're never proactive. The fact that we have a 20-hour rule right now is absurd. Now, we don't spend 20 hours now, this part of the season, because we don't want to get injured.
Right.
But in the summertime, they give you 5 hours a week.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 8 hours with strength. I think it's 4 hours, actually. 4 hours of basketball, 4 hours of strength training. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Guys are there for the summer to work out, get better, improve it. It's the opposite of the Mamba mentality. I mean, Kobe Bryant, who believes in that, taking it to a new level, and that's that Mamba mentality. And I'm a firm believer in everything Kobe Bryant stood for with that.
Yeah. What are your conditioning drills just as hard as they used to be?
Yeah, but we condition with basketball. I'm not a big suicide guy. I'm not a big guy running on the track. Everything we do is running with a basketball. It's nonstop fast break basketball, and that's the way you should condition.
Yeah.
Because basketball is a different form of, I used to be a runner. I would run 6-8 miles a day and trying for speed, and I'd go in the gym and play 3-on-3, and I was exhausted.
Right.
It's just a different cardiovascular altogether.
Yeah, because your teams always are some of the best conditioned teams. I didn't know if getting a little older, you didn't take it as hard on them, because I would hate to see that. You got to keep them.
I run the same practices. I think that there's certain players that I give more of a break to, like Kadari Richmond. He's not a. He's going to save a lot of his energy for games. He's going to save it. He knows his body. He knows his game. So I'll take him. I said, you're going 100%. I'll get you out, but you're going 100%.
Right.
And he gives it to me. He gives me
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I know you don't yell at referees. You were pretty clear about that with us. You've never yelled at a referee.
Once in a while.
When you're coaching against, hypothetically, Danny Hurley, who's giving the ref a piece of his mind, do you feel like you have to step up your game? Maybe occasionally. I know you never do it, but you see him doing it, and you're like, I gotta say something.
When I ref before the game, I say this to the three guys who come to shake your hand. I said, I'm going to tell you right now, referee the game. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to him. That's all I say. Because I'm not going to watch you have debates with him the entire night while the game is going on or we're shooting a free throw. That's the only thing I'll say to them. I said, ref the game. Can you imagine you guys are Wall Street brokers and you sit in front of your monitor and it's very intense and you're trading stocks and somebody's yelling at you every play, every
Right.
trade, somebody's yelling at you. That's a bullshit call, and how are you going to focus in on trading that stock and matching up the buy and the sell? So I have a problem with referees because they're always, I got a technical foul. First one, I think in a couple of years the other day in the Seton Hall game at Seton Hall because the referee was literally having a discussion with Shaheen for over 45 seconds while they were at a free throw and something, they were checking the clock. I said, what are you doing? Referee the game. And he gives me a technical, gives Shaheen a technical. And that's in the pros, they don't do that.
Yeah.
The coach will say something to the guy and they just walk away. In the pros, they don't do. I wish college officials would do. Walk away. Because what's happening, if you're listening, if that referee is listening to that coach, the TV audience, 18,000 people are saying that coach is getting the next call.
Yeah.
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 Does it feel a little bit good, though, to get a technical? Like, bad boy, still got it? I would feel good about
Yeah,
that.
I would try to get a take just to fire up the guys.
If I got teed up, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
As long as it doesn't affect the game. We were up 20 at the time, so I was good with it.
Yeah,
Fire
exactly.
up the guys.
Like sometimes getting a speeding ticket once every couple years, it's like, you got me. Yeah.
Get the guys, going and just being like, look, I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to get a technical, maybe get thrown out of a game. When was the last time you've been thrown out of a game?
Probably Louisville, maybe Georgia Tech. Herb Sendek, I think, was my assistant coach. And I think we won the game. Herb did a great job, who's now at Santa Clara.
Yeah. Why'd you get thrown out?
I had enough of them.
But never yell at refs.
Never done it before. Last year during the tournament, did you watch all the games? Like,
I did.
Did you experience it like we did, sitting at home on a couch, multiple TVs? What was that like for you?
I told Danny when we played them, I said, you're going to win it all for a second time. And I thought he had the team. We lost 95-90 to them. We played him better than anybody else in the tournament. But I thought, he does a great coaching job. And he had outstanding talent. I love the kid Castle. I love the bigs, small forwards. They were a terrific team. They scout very well. They take away your strengths. So I thought they had it to win it a second time. Now, you need some breaks. He didn't need them last year.
No.
But you need breaks to get to a Final Four and win it all.
Yeah.
So were you on the couch watching all the games, like that Thursday appointment TV?
Yeah, I was. I'm a big fan of March Madness. Big fan. I was upset that we didn't get in, but I said, look, I told the team this year, we blew it because early in the year we had a bad loss against Michigan. I didn't realize that would be a quad 3 or quad 4 loss.
Yeah.
They didn't have it.
Yeah. It is crazy how that can all turn on you depending on who you lose to early.
I do love your odds this year, though. Love them. I think you got a great team.
Thank you.
I love them at 30-1. Not that I know, but
We're enamored with your team
might have.
financially.
Well, yeah, I like you guys 30-1.
You
Be
31
fun.
to win a national championship.
Yeah. We can laugh about it at
This was
Belmont.
at the beginning of the
Saratoga.
year?
No, this was like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
It might have been after the UConn game because, like I said, I watched that whole game, and I was just so impressed with you guys coming because I thought watching that game, the way UConn came out, they needed that win, and I was like, this is just a night where St. John's got nothing, and then you just fought back on that defensive end, getting turnovers.
They're good with that, and I think like I am so worried about tonight's game with DePaul because I really like this coach from DePaul. I think he's excellent.
Yeah.
I think he gets the most out of them. They shoot it well. And coaches like that are dangerous because they get their teams, regardless of their record, to play extremely tough basketball.
Yeah, and it's a tough league. All right, I got one last question. It's a Roback question, rhoback.com, promo code TAKE. 20% off your first purchase, Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, roback.com, promo code TAKE. Make sure this stays in the Vice episode, roback.com, promo code TAKE. Okay, let's make a headline real quick. Have you been has anyone in your world been contacted by the Indiana Hoosiers?
No.
Okay. No one.
No one. I've had a lot of contacts with professional teams right now from Europe.
Okay.
Who are dying to have me back.
Got it. But the Indiana Hoosiers are looking. I mean, they Indiana. Something about the Indiana job. Every big name gets thrown out there.
Can I give you my pick?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to have some people upset at me. If I was the AD at Indiana, and am I friendly with this person? Yes, I am. Do I have a lot of respect for this person? Yes, I do. But I would immediately not even interview anybody else and hire one of the premier coaches in all of college basketball, and that's Chris Beard from Ole Miss. I wouldn't even think about another person. He's perfect for that job. He's a tough, hard-nosed. The years I was sitting out, I got friendly with him because he asked me to. He didn't know me, I didn't know him, to come out and speak to his team. He was at Texas Tech, and I went out and spoke to him. But I watched 2 days of practice, and I always judge a coach by his practices. And I have to tell you that those are some of the best practices and meetings with his team that I've ever witnessed. So now, I am a gigantic fan of Chris Beard, and I think he would kill it at Indiana. He'd have him in the top 5 to 7 every single year. Remember, he brought Texas Tech to the championship game and could have won it if that young man didn't hit that from Virginia, that corner shot, great shot that he did hit. So he's a superstar, top 3 coach in my estimation. I would never hire myself for that job.
Okay.
You would never hire yourself
for that job for Indiana.
What's the
why not? Why would
because
Rick Pitino
I belong at St. John's.
Yes.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
What's the sign? Last question. What's the sign of a bad practice? How quickly can you know that a bad practice is occurring?
When the players get bored, they don't give 100% attention physically and mentally. It doesn't have to be long. It could be an hour and 20 minutes. It could be an hour. When they're all tuned in to the assignment of what the coaches are saying, and the coaches, insistent coaches, are totally engaged in every single drill, and they maximize their effort with every single drill, that's a great practice.
Okay,
I like that.
We got to practice hard.
We have some bad practices here at Barstool Sports.
Yes, we got to practice better. I mean, we have Coach Gruden now. I don't know if you've seen, but he's on staff, John Gruden.
I know John. He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's been giving us the business because we've had some bad practices.
Yeah, there's another guy who should be back in the NFL without question.
Well, we like him here, so maybe a couple more years here and then go back to the NFL.
Maybe part-time in the NFL.
Yeah, we enjoy watching football with him.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for coming back. We appreciate it. And good luck the rest of the season. 30-1.
Appreciate you having me.
Let's do it.
Let's make some
Let's
magic.
do it. We'll get to Cooper DeJean in a second. He's brought to you by our great friends over at Roxon. We can talk about the elephant in the room. It's erectile dysfunction. 1 in 4 men 18 years and older experience ED, which means that you or someone close to you might be experiencing it. That's why I want to tell you about this new ED treatment gel, Roxon. It's the first ED treatment gel with clinically proven results that you can get over the counter. While it may not work for everyone, studies showed success in over 60% of men. The best part? No prescriptions, no online questionnaires needed. Why wait? Try Roxon today. Available in stores and online. Visit eroxon.us to learn more. That's EROXON.us, and you can learn more. Cooper's also brought to you by Simply Safe. Did you know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States? According to FBI data, that means by the time this podcast ends, dozens of homes will have been targeted. Protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe's proactive security system. Simply Safe helps to stop threats before they even have the chance to break in. Traditional security systems only take action after someone has already broken in. That's too late. Simply Safe's Active Guard outdoor protection can help prevent break-ins before they happen. AI-powered cameras backed by live professional monitoring agents monitor your property and detect suspicious activity. If someone's lurking around, if they're acting suspiciously, those agents see and talk to them in real time, activate spotlights, and even contact the police, all before they have the chance to get inside your home. Visit simplysafe.com/PMT to claim 50% off a new system with a professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/PMT. There's no safe like Simply Safe. And now, here's Cooper DeJean.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. He is Super Bowl champion, Cooper DeJean. Cooper, first of all, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us. It's been, 8, 9, 10 days? Has it fully set in? You just told us you're back in Iowa. Has it fully set in that every time people say your name now, it's Super Bowl champion attached to it?
It's set in a little bit, I think. I think I've kind of realized that a little bit now. But it's still pretty crazy to me to think about.
Yeah.
Especially in my first year, getting to win a Super Bowl is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Has the hangover gone away yet?
it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm slowly recovering. So it's getting there.
Wait, so you're back in Iowa right now. You're from a very small town. What was it like was there a parade or anything? I mean, this is you're the most famous thing that's ever come out of your town, I would assume. Like, is it weird being back and being like, yeah, you guys watched me on Super Bowl Sunday return an interception from Patrick Mahomes to the house? Like, that's got to be kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's no parade, but I think I kind of snuck back into town. I don't know if anybody knew I was back.
Yeah.
No, they know.
Yeah, they definitely know.
Yeah, they've been setting up a perimeter since the Super Bowl so that everybody could know once you got back in there.
Yeah. That's got to be awesome, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, how many people live in your hometown?
Just under 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
pretty-
they know.
pretty special.
They know. Are you going to go to like a basketball game or something? Because this is like a storybook like movie thing. Like small town hero comes back, and you're going to have like an insane welcome and everything.
Yeah, my brother's got a basketball game on Thursday.
Okay.
So I'll get to go check that out and see what kind of reception there is for me there.
I have a prediction for the reception. I think that the population of your hometown is going to be slightly above 1,000 in like 9 months.
People are going to be going nuts.
Yeah.
That's such a cool feeling. Oh, man. So, all right, let's talk about the game real quick. We have some other topics we want to hit, but the pick six, obviously, I would assume you've watched the replay a bunch, but in the moment, it felt like you knew exactly where you were going. It was such a great return. The pick was great, but the return was even better. Did it feel like it slowed down for you in that moment where you just kind of saw everything? Because it was a perfect return.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way, because it was a rollout to the right, so and I was catching it coming back the opposite way, so I kind of just fell right into the right lane there. And when I caught the ball, everybody was going the opposite way. So had some big boys out in front, got me some blocks, had to make some miss. But yeah, I mean, it seems like it worked almost perfectly with the way I caught the ball and the way everybody else was running. So it worked out pretty well.
How many times you watched the replay?
So many times.
Yeah,
so many
I love
times.
that.
It's showed up on my phone so many times. I've watched it every time, probably.
You got to.
Did you?
I'm not even an Eagles fan. I feel like I've scrolled past it probably 50 times on Twitter and watched it almost every time.
Yeah, and then there's they had all the different country broadcasts.
Yeah.
Like their reactions to it too, which was cool.
Did you have a favorite of those?
To see that. What's that?
Did you have a favorite of those?
I think it's like it might be like the Mexican one is pretty is pretty fun to listen to, even though I have no idea what they're saying, but besides my name.
Yeah.
But it's those, I mean, really all of them are pretty cool to listen to.
Yeah, the Japanese ones always get me fired up. They always sound like they're having the best time in the booth.
Yeah. Big time.
Was there a moment where you thought, I'm actually on track to be Super Bowl MVP?
I didn't ever think about that, to be honest. I didn't see that until until after the game, or I didn't realize it until after the game. Like if I like after that pick, I was probably pretty high on the list to be Super Bowl MVP at that point. But the game Jalen had, obviously,
Right.
He deserved that, but I didn't even realize that until after the game. Kind of forgot all about it.
Yeah, we had some guys that we were watching with that took a flyer on you to win Super Bowl MVP. They were pumped. They were very, very excited at halftime.
Jersey Jerry was basically like every single time you guys were on defense, he's like, here comes another pick six, and I'm going to win, Super Bowl MVP with Cooper DeJean.
Mm-hmm.
So he was rooting hard for it. Because one pick six in the Super Bowl, you are like in the discussion almost immediately. And the game did turn on your pick six. Like that's got to be a cool feeling where it's not only obviously a pick six in the Super Bowl, but that was really the moment that it was like, oh shit, the Eagles are gonna kill the Chiefs here.
Yeah. I mean, we got up 10-0, and then being able to, anytime you get a defensive touchdown in any game, like that changes the tide of any game. So especially in a Super Bowl, being able to go up 17-0 after a defensive touchdown, I mean that's huge for any team. I think it helped us just continue to roll through that game.
Yeah, you guys played great defense in that entire game. The week of practice leading up to it, did you think like we've got something here? We can shut down Patrick Mahomes. Like, did you think it could be that good?
I think everybody had confidence that we could put on a good show when we went out there. Everybody had a lot of confidence in us. I don't know if we knew it would be by that large of a margin. But just the week of practice that we had, I think I myself was pretty confident in what we would be able to do against them defensively, and we didn't even blitz one time. We had some blitzes drawn up to run, and when you got those guys up front, we never really had to.
Yeah. All right, so I got a question in the transition to the NFL. You get to the Eagles. Your first game, let's call it first month. Nick Sirianni, it's 4th and 2, it's 4th and 3, and you're going for it. Were you like, wait, I didn't think this was allowed because you came from Iowa and that was just punt no matter what? Was that a culture shock? That had to have been a culture shock.
Yeah, it was a little different for me. Being used to just playing field position. And having our defense just keep their offense pinned back and flipping the field once we make them punt. So it was a little different for me. Especially those first few weeks when we're around our own 50-yard line and we're just going for it on 4th and 3, 4th and 4, whatever it is. And at Iowa, like that'd be a no-brainer, like punt. So yeah, it was a little different, but I kind of like the switch up, the aggressive style.
I imagine you it's a stupid, obviously this isn't how it works, but like you writing back to Iowa, writing a letter being like, you guys won't believe what happens here. Like we don't punt. It's crazy.
I've discovered going for it.
There's a different world out there, and it doesn't involve punting. But that is Iowa, and you guys do it so well. I also should say, you got totally screwed in the Minnesota return.
Yep.
I remember I had Iowa in that game. I was very upset. That's bullshit. I don't know if the Super Bowl maybe makes it a little easier, but I would still be pissed about that return against Minnesota a couple years ago.
Yeah, I'm definitely still a little upset about that one.
Yeah.
Because it changed, like it changed our season from a 10-win season to an 11-win season, and that puts you in a whole different category, at the University of Iowa at least. So it was that was tough.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. I was furious as well. Did they tell you what was wrong with that, with your fair catch signal?
They said when I was running, and because I was trying to point at the ball, because whenever the ball is like away from the returner, you don't want other guys to get hit by it. So it's a muff. So I was trying to point at the ball as I was running. My arm was swinging side to side, and they said that counts as a invalid fair catch signal or whatever they said. But that's not even why they went to review it in the first place, which was the frustrating part. They were reviewing it to see if I stepped out of bounds, and then they came back with that. So it was I don't know. It was pretty frustrating.
Yeah, it was bullshit. We'll say it's bullshit. And then you go into the draft process. Were you surprised that the Eagles took you, even though you didn't go to Georgia?
I mean, the Eagles were one of the teams who I actually thought I may end up with. I met with them one time on a top 30 visit there, but I actually thought I might end up there. I didn't know it'd be the way it happened, but I'm glad it happened the way it happened. Being able to come in with Q and us being two rookies in the same position, I think it helped us both and made it easier. Made the transition easier on us both.
Yeah, because there's the famous draft night, or not famous, but a draft night video where the Rams traded up. And the Eagles brass thought that the Rams were going to pick you, and so it very well could have been like they're like, that's it, we lost Cooper DeJean because they had you circled. That's a crazy sliding doors moment. Like that could have been a completely different career. You would have still been great, but you wouldn't have maybe won a Super Bowl this year. Yeah,
it would have been a lot different playing out in LA and. Obviously, they had a solid season this year, but not being able to win a Super Bowl would have been tough. But I'm glad it happened the way it happened. Now, obviously, back then I was pretty frustrated having to sit and wait that long. But I'm glad it happened the way it happened, and it all worked out. Now I'm a Super Bowl champion. So
yeah, it's pretty good. And you had a great rookie season too. Who was the hardest guy that you had to cover in the NFL so far?
Good question. Thank you.
Hardest guy I had to cover, probably Puka Nacua from the Rams. He's a tough cover. Trying to think. Jerry Jeudy's he's a quick dude. Adam Thielen worked me. In the week we played the Panthers. I learned a lot from that game. He's just a savvy veteran guy who he gave me some good work. It was that was probably one of my tougher games going up against him.
Yeah. What so you also played obviously other sports in high school. You were a very good basketball player. Was there ever a time when you thought, hey, I might do basketball instead of football? I also, as an aside, I love whenever the internet finds out, like, oh, Cooper DeJean was really good at basketball. It's like, yeah, he's in the NFL. He's an incredible athlete. I would expect him to also be good at other high school sports. But was there a moment where you were like, maybe basketball's the thing for me?
Yeah, I wanted to play basketball actually. Coming into high school, I wanted to play basketball in college, but I'm not quite tall enough, and I'm kind of built more like a football player. So, and I've kind of played basketball like I'm a football player.
Yeah.
Played downhill and driving to the hoop and trying to dunk on everybody.
Yeah.
But I wanted to play basketball, but clearly football was the right decision. And I found that out after my sophomore year.
Yeah.
Started to pick up with football recruiting and stuff like that. So, but I still play basketball every once in a while, and it seems like it's like every couple of months my basketball highlights will just resurface on Twitter, social media somewhere.
Yeah.
They'll go away for a little bit and then they'll pop back up.
Yeah. I mean, you I think it's partially Will Compton's fault, but you do carry a lot of weight for the all-white team that he has put together. It's like Cooper DeJean you're a very important piece to the puzzle.
Yeah.
We need you.
Me and Riley Moss, my boy Riley Moss, from Iowa too.
Kind of shocking
on the outside there.
Yeah, because like 2 years ago when this debate first started to happen, it was like, well, what are we going to do at the outside? Like get Julian Edelman to come back and then have him play corner. And now we've got you guys are chess pieces out there. You're white rooks.
Yeah, just plug us in there and we're ready to go.
I love it. So I had a question for you about the parade, because the parade looked like the best time ever. Who was the drunkest at the parade?
Oh, geez. I mean, there was I'd probably have to say Nolan Smith.
Yep.
Nolan Smith or Quinyon Mitchell. One of those two guys, but I think Nolan probably takes the cake there. I mean, dude couldn't even walk straight or stand up. Might have seen him throw up maybe one time on the road there, but yeah, it was probably Nolan.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get hit by a can as well? Because I saw Howie Roseman got hit by a can.
Yeah, I had this big ass Bud Light chain on around my neck, and I was like throwing beer all over everybody in the crowd, and the chain came up and hit me like right in my eye, right above my eyebrow. So I got a little battle scar there.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's good for the memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you saw Howie get the can impression, the indentation in his forehead, were you like, all right, he's one of us. He's basically a football guy.
Yeah, he took it like a champ, and he used it in his speech at the end of the parade, which was funny.
Yeah.
But I think he loved it, actually. Loved having the cut across his forehead from the parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a battle scar. It's
Yeah.
great. We have a diehard Philly fan here, Max. Even though I just want to say for the record, during games, when you'd be catching punts, Max would freak out because he didn't think that you'd be able to field the punts clean.
facts.
That's not true.
facts.
That's not
That
true.
is true.
That's not
It
true.
is true.
I get
But-
nervous of all punts. Punts have to be the highest percentage of turnover play.
I did drop one this year, but I didn't lose it.
Don't even remember it. Don't even remember it.
All right, Max. So what do you got? What questions you got?
All right, I have a couple here. First one, I can't believe we haven't gotten to it. Derrick Henry hit. How'd you do that? That didn't make any sense, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
What were you feeling?
I was just lucky that he didn't start running full speed before I got to him. Otherwise, it would have probably hurt even more. Luckily, I caught him right when he was turning around, and I was able to pick him up and put him to the ground there. But he wasn't even moving full speed, and it still hurt me. I still felt it in my neck and my shoulder. So, but yeah, he's a big ass dude. But luckily he wasn't going full speed.
So right after that hit, you also did the big play Selly that kind of went off a little bit after that. Can you explain that? I don't. I've wanted to know what it is for a long time, and I don't get it.
It's kind of more of an in-house.
All right, that's fair. No, that's fair.
You're
That's
not in
fair.
house, Max.
Yeah.
No. I don't. The world doesn't need to know. I don't need to know. Next thing, you got fucked in the LeBron video. Does it piss you off that like 2 weeks later you probably would have been like the first person he went up to?
Explain the LeBron video.
The
for people who
LeBron
didn't see
video.
it. Yeah.
Everyone is sitting courtside. I think it's like you, AJ, Devontae, and you're at the end of the row. You can see that you're excited to give him a dap, and he just cuts you off right before it gets to you.
Yeah, it was tough. I'm a LeBron guy too. So I'm a huge LeBron fan, so it was tough for me. But it's I didn't expect him to know who I was. To be honest, it was.
But now
I was
he
happy to
would
be there, really.
Yeah.
and hoping for a little love, but it's all good.
Has he apologized to you for that yet? Has he reached out and been like, "Hey, my bad, respect"?
He not to me directly, but he posted something he commented under some post where someone asked me at the Super Bowl, I think, and apologized or said something about it.
Never meet your heroes, I guess.
No, that counts. That counts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You basically dapped him up then. He realizes it.
it's an online dap up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Any other questions, Max?
One last one. Do you you played mostly nickel this year. Do you eventually want to like move outside, or are you comfortable in your role now in the defense?
I like playing nickel. I like playing inside, being around all the action. Hopefully, at some point, I can move to one of those every down positions, whether it's outside or whether it's safety, whatever it may be. I hope at some point I can do that, but do both maybe. Because I like playing nickel. I like being involved in the run game and the screen game. I feel like that's a really important position in a defense, and you can make a huge impact at that position.
Max just shook his head no. He said he doesn't want you to move to safety.
Well, that's just the song. The song says you're not a safety, so that would ruin the song.
Yeah, you're right. It would.
That would ruin the song.
Yeah.
Were you the emergency quarterback this year?
I was not. That would have been. I would have loved to do that though. I was. I played a little offense in college. Obviously, played quarterback in high school. I miss slinging it around, especially. I mean, could you imagine just going out there and throwing it to AJ and Devontae and those guys? I mean, that we have on offense would have been crazy.
Yeah,
that'd have been sweet though.
Maybe something to work up towards. Like maybe 2 seasons from now, that's one of your goals: become emergency quarterback.
Yeah. I have to talk to Coach Sirianni about that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was the toughest place to play in the Big Ten?
In the Big Ten, I mean, Nebraska.
Oh.
I wouldn't say it was. I don't know how tough it was. It was just like really loud in there.
Yeah.
At Nebraska, it gets pretty loud. But once you get up on them, it gets pretty quiet in there. And that was us quite a bit of the time there when we were playing there. So I know Will appreciate that answer there.
Yeah.
But no, Nebraska's it's a fun place to play. Especially in a rivalry game, and especially when you're beating them.
Yeah. What did your dad say to you after on the field? Because that was cool. Like, it was cool seeing I saw the picture. You guys, everyone got to take pictures with their family in the Super Bowl trophy. It just seemed very like a really awesome moment to have your first touchdown in the Super Bowl, and then your parents come down. What did he say? Was he like, I can't believe this happened?
Yeah, he was. Someone actually had taken a video of him in the stands when that touchdown happened, and like my dad had been my coach like since I was a little kid, so like I'd never really seen him get overly excited about a play I made. He was always trying to keep me humble, and things like that. So I saw the video, and I'd never seen him get that excited before about a play I made. So that was pretty fun to watch. And then, getting to celebrate with him and my family down on the field after the game was really cool. Just having them experience that moment with me. My dad and my parents, they both saw how disappointed I was on that first night of the draft. And especially my dad, he came up to me and told me, he said, you remember how disappointed you were on the first night of the draft, and now look where you are. So that was a pretty cool moment there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a full circle moment.
Did he say happy birthday?
Yeah, it was your birthday too. Jesus.
I know. That kind of took a back seat.
Yeah.
I think after we won the Super Bowl, it was more like, you're a Super Bowl champion rather than, happy birthday. Like you're 22 years old now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get any text from anybody that just said happy birthday that didn't know that you were playing in the Super Bowl?
I don't think I did. I got quite a few, so there might be some that I missed, but I don't think I did, which was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I got one last question. Roback question, RHOBACK.com. Roback.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, Roback.com, promo code TAKE. We're big Dom fans. When you got drafted, did he hit you up right away? He's like, listen, I got you, my paisan. Has he called you has he said you're paisan yet?
No, he hasn't.
Oh, no.
He hasn't, but Big Dom is probably the coolest dude you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
To be honest, I saw you guys were with him at the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, he's the best.
We came and interviewed Lane Johnson. He came and stopped by, and he always ends his text to me, my paisan. I'm not Italian, but I appreciate it. I'm just honorary with him. So yeah,
no, he's one of the coolest dudes I've ever met, and he literally runs the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So it's great to know a guy like that.
Yeah. Facts.
What was his intro to you like? Did he describe like, "Hey, I'm Big Dom. This is what I do"?
This is my place.
I mean, kinda.
Yeah.
He's got some. He brought me into his office, I remember, and was just telling me all kinds of crazy stories that he's heard or been a part of since he's been the security head security for the Eagles. And there's some crazy shit that he's done, and he's helped guys out with. So it's good to have a guy like him on your team.
He's good at what he does. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Cooper, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Congrats again. If you're ever in Chicago, come by the office, check us out, and we're going to be in Philly for Grit Week, so we'll see you then.
Yeah.
Sweet. Can't wait. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Cooper. Thank you for your representation.
Much, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for
My 4-year-old son Chris, he used to think he could only be a quarterback or an offensive coordinator. Now he sees you. He's like, I can be a cornerback.
Yeah, get him on the outside. Get him on the outside.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate
you guys.
Part of My Take is sponsored by BetterHelp. We often hear about the red flags that we should avoid, but what if we focus more on looking for green flags in friends and partners? If you're not sure what they look like, therapy can help you identify green flags, actively practice them in your relationships, and embody the green flag energy yourself. Whether you're dating, married, building a friendship, or just working on yourself, it's time to form relationships that love you back. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. I've experienced therapy in the past. I've gone to therapy. It's helped me get through a time of loss. Therapy has helped me figure out my priorities. And the best part about BetterHelp is you too can experience therapy, and you can do it online. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/PMT today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PMT. Cooper is also brought to you by Hey Dude. They've got the Wendy and the Wally, the original iconic styles that are the foundation of comfort at Hey Dude. The Wally is Hey Dude's go-to guy, the first of its kind. The Wally design invites breathable chambray, tie-free elastic laces, pillowy arch support, and ultra-lightweight soles to the party to inspire hours of ache-free, sweat-free comfort. Instead of bulky toes, blocky construction, and orthopedic gel soles that you might find in other comfort shoes, Hey Dude shoes look cool. They're slick, and they look sharp with any outfit. Hey Dude is always evolving and growing. The classic all-white to camo or fleece, there's a style that's perfect for everyone. Hey Dude is unlike anything. Find your perfect pair of Hey Dudes at heydude.com, the official comfort shoe of Barstool Sports.
All right, let's finish up the week. We got Fyre Fest of the week. Hank, kick us off.
I got scammed earlier.
What?
Oh, no. On what?
You got scammed?
I'm usually pretty good at feeling them out, snuffing them out.
Oh no!
But it was an Easy Pass, and like my Easy Pass, I tried to go through a toll recently.
You got a text?
And for like I don't know if it was my balance was down or my card wasn't set up, but it didn't, like, it was going red. It wasn't letting me through. I had to pay cash, so I got a text that was like, pay your Easy Pass fee, and I clicked it. The website looked like the real Easy Pass website. Put in my information. Shout out Bank of America though, they were on it. They called me right away and were like, someone's trying to take your credit card information. What's going on?
Wait, what? How did this start?
It started like I got a text that was like, pay your Easy Pass.
Oh, a text.
Pay your Easy Pass, whatever.
But he had happened to have just driven through a toll thing, and
but I recently had tried to go through. I have an Easy Pass, and it didn't let me through because of a balance thing. So I thought there was credibility to the text.
Wow, so that's a smart scam.
Yeah, they and I'm again, like, I get them a lot. Everyone gets them a lot. Emails, phishing, whatever it is, and I'm I've never gotten got before, and I got today. Thankfully.
How much did you pay?
It was like $7. I thought it was a one-time, like.
They just stole your credit card, yeah.
And they just stole my credit card.
Damn.
Dirty.
But
did you have to get a new one?
Yeah, Bank of America was like, but they called me right away. They said, suspicious activity. Was this you? I told them. They're like, yeah, no, that's a scam. Mm-hmm. Card canceled. We'll send you a new one.
Yeah, no free ads, but Bank of America is pretty good at that, where they'll hit you up and be like, hey, I think this might be a fraud, except when they do it when you're buying something like totally normal, Like one time I shopped at LL Bean, and Bank of America called me, and they were like,
you're shopping
that's
for
not
they're like,
normal,
sir,
yeah.
we
Wait,
detected.
sir, you've never bought clothes in your life.
LL Bean?
Yeah, we're detecting some highly
Where are you?
suspicious
Where are you?
behavior. Sir, you bought a sweater? It had buttons? Yeah, this is fraud.
Hank, that's brutal. That's the worst feeling. 'Cause you're
Hank.
like, you don't get got, and you get got.
That's not nice. That's not nice. Okay, back to the Tillies. That's not nice. So is there any way we can find or like start Googling something, like find these guys? Like they'll Tilly these guys. They're messing with my boy Hank.
I think they do this with everyone. I get them a lot. I get a lot with the emails. I get a lot of random texts. Like,
You have their number. They texted you, right?
no, it was automated. It read like a
Automated
Yeah. So
received or whatever.
you can't call them
message
back?
received.
no.
Damn. That's crazy.
I'd fight these guys, Hank.
Like I'll meet these guys over the Dan Ryan Express Highway. I've driven that highway.
Yeah.
I'll go these guys. I've been on that highway before.
He knows,
right.
he knows where
I'll
the
do some
highway's at.
research.
So those guys are dead now because Oldie's going to go after him.
Yeah, if these guys want to meet, tell them to meet me at the Bean. No,
Yeah.
I'll go down to the Silver. I'll go down to that shiny old Bean down there.
Come get your ass kicked at the Bean.
Oh yeah. Well, if he's lucky, he doesn't come St. Patrick's Day and the water's green down here.
Yeah.
He wants to play around big dog style. Let's go. Come eat with the big dogs.
Turn the river red.
All right, PFT, your Fyre Fest?
My Fyre Fest of the week is that there's an asteroid heading towards Earth.
No, dude.
Nah,
And
just chill.
It's scheduled to hit the planet potentially in 2032, and like 3 days ago it was a 1% chance. Then a couple days later it was 2%.
What month?
Then a couple days later it was 3.1%.
You know what I'll be doing in 2032?
What?
Chilling.
What month,
chilling?
PFT?
Not
this is
worrying
very
about it.
important
Let me look it up. I
I'm
don't
with
know.
you, Hank.
because it
I'm
can't
with
be
you,
during
dude.
football season.
So I agree with that. I think what I read was December, which would be it would be so brutal
no.
if your team is good and you're gearing up for a playoff push and then an asteroid. Like this tells me this has like Brown Super Bowl run written all over it, and then the
fuck.
asteroid shows up.
This ain't good.
no.
So now it's up to 3.1%.
Browns?
Yeah, I mean it would be a team that like you wouldn't expect having an
He's taking this like
all-time
it's
season.
fact right now.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh no. No, Pete, just chill. Get off the Google. Don't worry about it, brother. We got you here.
Yes,
Just
yeah,
hang strong
exactly,
with the boys, dude.
exactly.
Yeah. So
Come,
just
hey,
chill out.
we're with your buddies, June. Just get off the Google, man. Hang with us for a couple minutes, dude.
Yep. Yeah.
So
That's
they
facts.
they said that it's going to hit either someplace in Africa, maybe someplace in South America. My money's on the water.
Yeah.
That thing's going to hit the water.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
hit the
There's
water.
more water
Or-
than land.
Yeah, good point. We send Bennington out there and just have him catch
Glove save it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
glove
Boom,
save.
shaboom,
it.
shaboom.
Shaboom, shaboom.
Lovey, gotta go. Pick it up and go. Freeze a whistle. Freeze a whistle. Listen, Pete, don't worry about that stuff. You gotta remember, these are the like what you're reading right now. Like what kind? Well, like check your facts. Who are these pickle sticks?
NASA. It's from NASA.
Come
yeah.
on, kick rocks, dude. This is some pickle stick behind the computer. These are like these Tommy Tough guys that run their mouth behind the computer, and then they want to dance, and then you show up to the dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these
Or
bullies.
it's just got to show up to the dance. And
Show up to the dance and
Yeah.
see if you want a salsa. You want a little side shuffle? Probably not. They're not showing up because they're sticking at home.
They're trying to scare us.
crushing some soda pop, some bags of chips. You know what I mean? Fingers
Yeah.
are greasy, hammering away on the computer. Oh, these guys, that's what's coming. They're never gonna make it. Suck off, buddy. Suck right off.
Oh, all right. My Fyre Fest is great vacation, except for I had one moment. I was the hottest I've ever been gambling in college basketball, and I went down with friends, a few couples, and two of my friends decided to fade me when I was 16-4 in college basketball, and they faded me on a pick. I ended up winning, so I went to 17-4. But I think I'll probably I told them straight up, I was like, if our friendship was 100%, it's 98% for the rest of our lives.
Wow,
Yeah,
2% loss.
2% loss.
Big
Not
loss.
a lot, but it's big in the
That's
scale.
big.
That's an
Yeah.
asteroid-sized loss.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
big in the scale because you
Although-
said 1%, and now it's going up supposedly.
They did gain 1% back because
Okay.
people seeing over my shoulder, they're probably wondering what the fuck this is. I got my friends gave me a gift for my 40th birthday.
Wicked.
It is the day I was born, January 30th, 1985, happened to be also Dan Marino's wedding day. So they got me a picture from Dan Marino's wedding day.
That is so incredible right there.
So I have good friends, but they did fade me, so we lost a little bit of friendship.
Yeah, Dan Marino.
His
I know
first wife.
I know.
Finkel is Einhorn.
Yeah.
Einhorn is Finkel.
Yeah.
How many wives has he had?
Only one,
First
but
wife.
it is his first wife.
What was she covering her face, like kind of be embarrassed, like he never did it?
I
Was she
don't know.
rolling or what happened? Like what happened down in Miami? Like I don't want to bring it up, Dan, Mr. Marino. Lace is out. He knows. He knows Lace is out.
I'm embarrassed to be seen marrying this guy who can't win the big one.
Can't win
Like
the
he
big one.
can't do it. Like how many opportunities you got to go to the dance and
Yeah,
not
like
show up?
this is the only ring he'll ever get.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
brutal.
why he knows Lace is out.
Yeah, yeah. But so I got 1% back, so 99%. But yeah, you can't.
We're
I was
back to
on
Wayne
an
Gretzky.
all-time heater, and they were asking for my picks. They were like, "Give me your picks." I gave them my picks, and then they faded one of them. I can't ask for picks and then fade it.
I could tell Big Cat was actually mad about this.
I was.
Because I went downstairs in this casino and I walked past their table where they were playing. I think you guys were playing roulette at the time.
Yeah.
And,
Great game.
and
Great casino game.
Said what's up to the crew, and then Big Cat saw me, and the first thing he said to me was PFT. What would you rate this as a friend move if you're hot at gambling and then one of your friends fades you? And then his friends got very defensive about it. I could tell Big Cat was actually mad.
Yeah, I was right though. 16-4, and they asked for my picks, and then they fade. Listen, if someone fades me, just
I would never.
No, but Hank, you don't. When we're on the opposite side, it's not because you're asking for picks. We bet the opposite side. That's totally different. It's like when you ask, like, can you give me your pick?
Yes.
And then just go the exact
If
opposite.
you were 16-4,
you would fade me.
yes.
Well, I went to 17-4.
Wow. Yeah. So
They missed out.
You got to understand though, Kat, where my boy Hanky's coming from. Like, think
Well,
about
he's
it.
a troll.
Yeah, but you're 16-4, bro. Your breaker point at 500, dude. You're like skeptical.
But
are you going to
ride
show
the
up to the
wave.
date? Are you
I
going to
love
show
this
up? Or are you
guy.
going to be
Max,
barely
just
late?
stay on vacation.
Hold on, Oldie. But here, more context. They took the 16-4 picks. Like they were riding with me, so they had already won money.
They were trying to time the market.
Yeah, you can't do that. Like they already
They're riding your
cashed.
coattail. They're
They were
riding your
my
coattails.
coattails, and then they're like, we're getting off right here. No.
Oh.
You got to stay on.
So they wanted it. They
For
wanted
the
to do
boys.
the old, I'll bet you.
Yeah.
You lose, and then you
Yeah.
try to rebet, and the guy says, no, I don't want to bet.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean you don't want to bet? Just because you won?
But they did make it back with the Dan Marino.
It's a good picture.
Well,
It's
they're
great.
great.
We need to get it signed.
Well, you
At
know
some
what?
point.
At first, I was not happy with them, but they're back in my books.
Yeah. All right. Good.
They're
All
back
right.
at 99.
So, Oldie, do you have a Fyre Fest?
Oh, man. What do I got this week? It's been a long heck of a week. I've been bumping and grinding with the snowplow like 14 days straight.
I do have a question about that, about leaving
Shoot.
work. So you're coming down here to watch the game with us, come on the
This
podcast.
is his show now.
And what do you tell your boss?
I said I got PFT coming in, Cat on my show. and you know what I mean? Hank's going to be there, but I mean, I got to go. I got stuff to do with the boys.
Yeah.
So my shift's 7 to 3:30, and I looked at him about 3:12, 3:14. Said, Henry, I'm not here tomorrow or Friday. I got a phone call. I got to go. What do you mean? What do you mean? I got to go. I'm out of here, bud. No problem, Ryan. No problem. Just write it down. Beauty. My boss at work, actual beaut. Actual
that.
beaut. Oh, yeah, he's beaut. Like, basically, I think it's kind of good for him because I'm not there. So it's kind of like a pro. He's like, yo, this is awesome. Okay, wait, the kid's gone. We're having so I took off a couple Fridays ago because I had to go Friday. I think I went somewhere. And obviously I went somewhere, right? Because I wasn't there. Think about it. So I said, I got to go. I'm out of here. And he's like, well, all right, guys, by the way, pizza party Friday, because he knew the kid wasn't in. Goes,
That's me.
yeah, what a move, eh?
Yeah.
And I said, boys, enjoy the pizza. Your boy's out. I'm going ice fishing. I'm out of here. Gotta go.
Okay, so it was ice fishing.
So that was a couple weeks ago, but that was the worst. The boys, we caught 9 fish. The boys caught 9 fish. I had the biggest fish in Lake Nipissing on my line. My buddy's on the sonar watching it. Oh, he sees the fish coming across the line. Oh, and I'm trolling. I'm just dipping and dunking with my rod. Shablams. He hits me. Wing, the rod down goes right away. Brady would have loved this story, but he just catches 3.4 bassers. So my rod is wheeled. It's wheeled right down. Wing, and I'm cranking. Bing! Right up in the air. No, I lost it. The biggest fish in Lake Nipissing and way up north with the boys. Devastating the whole
What a
weekend.
life you have. That's your Fyre Fest.
Yeah, it was terrible. But I had a hoot with the boys, though. We had a blast out there. We were in an ice fishing cabin on the lake. I drove my truck right into the lake.
Wow.
Left it there. 2-day banger with me and the boys. My broski. Oh, yeah, it was awesome, dude.
That's incredible.
It was great.
What's the sleeping situation like in there?
Oh, so check this. It's like 6 men are in there. We got a propane tank. We got a little stove. We got a little jug thing of water. So we're sleeping on the bottom bunk. You know the kid's a big boy out there, so we're calling bottom. No one wants to die from the top end, right? Yeah. So we're in the bottom bunk. One of the guys stayed in the top, and he wasn't feeling good. It was hot as shit up there, right? Because the heat rises.
Yeah.
So the next day, the guy's like, we went. He slept upstairs. And about an hour and a half in, he started feeling like shit. He went outside, puke rallied, shit outside. And a little shitter outside. There's an outdoor shitter, so he went and did a shit puke rally, and I could hear him from the inside of the cabin. It's a 10 by 20 little shack. And he's in a 3 by 3 shitter. He's got to walk out of the front to the backside and go to the 3 by 3. So he's in there, and you just hear the puke rally. Everything. And I go, Jake, are you all right, my guy? He said, I don't feel good. I think I got poisoning. So I said, okay. He came back in. I felt bad. So I said, I'll go in the top bunk. You ride the bottom bunk, eh? And about an hour into my shift upstairs, I am sweaty sack balls. You think the pocket pussy was something? I was juicy up there, boys. I had to get out of the shack. I went to the truck, fired her up at about 1 o'clock, 1:30, and I slept in the truck. I hear a knock on the window, 5:30 in the morning. Oldie, yeah, what's up? How long you been in the truck for? A couple hours. Holy shit, it's hot in the room, eh? I said, yeah, I'm okay. Shut her off, went back in, banging with the boys. Bacon and eggs. Bacon and eggs by 6:30.
That's awesome.
All right, that was a great Fyre Fest.
Yep.
Oldie, you're the best, man.
Yeah,
I don't think
you.
it's the last we'll hear from you. All right, last thing we do, Oldie, numbers. So there's a lottery ball machine. So we have this. We've done this for 5 years now. Going on 5 years.
All right.
Meme sitting next to you has never gotten it. He's never gotten it. Pretty insane. But you can guess any number, Oldie, from 1 to 100. We'll let you go first. So you just guess, and then we're all gonna guess numbers.
I've never gotten it.
Oh, man. Memes, really?
Yeah.
That's a long ride, dude. 5 years and 1 of 100, nothing, never banged it.
Some say it's more impressive to not get it. They
No,
get
no,
it. They get it all the time.
Oh, this is like winning the lottery, like getting struck by lightning instead of winning the lottery.
No, they get it all the time. It's so easy. But
No, it's like when
I
people that win the
refuse
lottery say that it's actually bad, but like,
Yeah.
you'd much rather win the lottery.
Yeah, that's just bullshit on the inside here, right?
Yeah.
We're just boothed up right now. That's also
You don't
bullshit.
win anything.
Right. Well, my favorite move is stand up 69 with me on the opposite end, on the backside. So, you know, like, who doesn't love that upside down? You're just hanging away, right? But, I mean, also, I'm number 4 guy. That's a big number for me. Like, I'm all about number 4.
So are you going 4 or 69?
I think I got a good vibe on the stand-up 69 right now, but I got to go back to home base, I think, sometimes, the 4-banger.
Okay, so you're going 4.
We got to go 4-banger, yeah.
All right. Everyone else?
I'll go 69.
I'll go 44.
I'll go 3.
I like it.
I'll go 99.
No, actually, I'll go 40.
40, all right.
I'll go 100. Pug.
Oh, Pug, I didn't see you in there. You get 99.
Oh,
I give
okay.
you 99. I
No,
didn't
it's
see you.
okay.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
no. It's yours. I will take 66.
I'll take 99. Pug. Also, watch PMTV to watch all the behind the scenes
Of
with
Oldie, yeah.
A
Incredible.
lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
44.
A lot of
21.
liquid
No,
IVs.
I have 44
Flash
Wiper.
That.
Yeah, Wipe.
Okay.
You got to figure that out, Wiper. Great hockey.
71.
All right, here we go.
Oh, this is exciting. This is a bubbler in the stomach here. Come on, 4-banger. Show the boys what's up. Let's do this. What did Memes bet?
69.
All right.
61.
Oh, thank God.
61.
My boy Rick Nash, how do you do?
That's his number?
That's my boy's number, absolutely.
Wait, you're wearing
How are you not
You're
picking
wearing it.
61? Come on, Oldie.
My boy just popped up. Are you kidding me right now?
How do you
I
not
should have
pick
said
that?
Nasher. You know why I should have said Nasher? Because the 2010 gold medal, 2014 gold medal Olympics. Tonight, All-Star break, according to some. But as we know, as a broadcast, 4 nations on ESPN Live. Those buggers. Okay?
He was FaceTiming Rick Nash, who he's been childhood friends with, and Rick Nash said that he has gotten more texts today than when he won the gold medal because everyone's
That's
like,
a true
"What
stat,
the hell
yeah.
is Oldie doing at the Barstool offices?"
Like, what is happening? This is beautiful. Love it.
All right,
I can't
Thank
believe you didn't
Oldie.
take
61. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Nasher.
incredible.
Way
You
to finish
should
it
have
off the
fucking-
show. I should have taken my
Because
boy.
I got it on my.
You have it on your back.
I know. And I went with my home barn number 4, but great ride here tonight. Great ride,
all right.
gents,
Thank you,
today.
Oldie.
Thanks, Oldie. Love you guys.
Oh,
Love you.
man.